We about to hit you with the recap like Aaron Judge with a bat, because we touching on facts, and plus we up in these hats. It's Knicks Real Talk, and we cut from a different cloth. We cook a Nick broth with a different sauce. We bubble like a hot pot in the kitchen. We dripping on the surface, spitting verses with these bars and b-ball. Cause no matter how far the stars, we see y'all like a telescope. You can tell it's dope by the way we unveil these news and notes. Check the box score, a top score, knocking down shots. Plus we got a lock for 48 minutes, putting on the clinic. The Cat Lieutenant, they entered the winner. The game is over. We trooping in our temples like soldiers and train the planes, the Range Rover. I'm getting up and over the list. We on the BQE and we maneuvering swift. Say Tokyo, but you know we can drift. Cause the pokey be on the low, so you know our flow had to shift. We about to be out in a few. No doubt next time we see you to be on a game preview. It's Knicks Real Talk, and we a vibe. We get it poppin' every day and every night. We on that Knicks shit, and you know we about to vibe. So let's ride. So let's ride. It's Knicks Real Talk, and we a vibe. We get it poppin' every day and every night. We on that Knicks shit, and you know we about to vibe. So let's ride. So let's ride. Yo, salute. You know, we a vibe. We get a poppin' every day and every night. It's the recap, Divine Shot Powers, Knicks Real Talk. We in the building. Salute to the chat and everybody. We're going to talk about this game for last night. Phenomenal game from just an entertainment standpoint. I got it fell short, but we're going to talk about all that, man. What a game, man. A lot of things that went good, what didn't go good. We're going to break all that down, man. But first and foremost, before I go any further, you see I'm amped up as always. We bring my partner in crime, Shot Powers. What's going on, my man?
Peace to you, Divine, as always. Salute to the family in the chat. Let's talk about it. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Yo, salute to the chat. That's where it's at. On Dios, NYK. What can I say? Crim's dad, don't be mad in a building. Salute, Mets, Knicks fans. Let's go. Everybody, salute to the chat. That's where it's at, man. Thank y'all for coming in, man. We just going to talk about this thing last night. Shot Powers. It was crazy, man. Oh, my God, bro. You talking about electricity. The hype was hype. It was real. It was some real hype up in there. Everybody played. Niggas going back with throwing haymakers at each other. One get ahead, one breakdown. I mean, they were just going on last night, man. And I was glad. I'm glued to my chair, man, watching every bit of it. Seeing some good things and seeing some not so good things, man, last night. You know, so it's a lot of good stuff to talk about, man. Good or bad or ugly, whatever. But it's a lot of stuff to talk about from that game. You took away a lot of things from the game last night as well. And all that good stuff, man. So I was excited about it. Give me your thoughts on how you felt about that game sitting there watching that thing last night.
This was my feeling of the game last night. Ooh.
Right.
Ooh.
Facts.
We shouldn't have went to overtime. I mean, whatever. You know, we could have won in the regular game before we went to overtime. But we beat ourselves, man. We did it to ourselves. They did not beat us. We beat ourselves.
Facts.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, it was tough. Louisiana Nick, what's good, my man? Salute, my man. Good to see you, bro. Real talk. Yeah, man, it was one for the ages, man. Couple of things just didn't go our way. You know, not so much of mistakes. The things that were mistakes, like letting Porzingis shoot 7 or 8, 9 3 points or whatever. You can't have that. You know what I mean? That don't happen every game against the Knicks. Him. You know what I mean? And like I was telling you earlier, Cat had 30-something, but he had 30-something. So Cat's points didn't really matter last night because the guy he was playing gave up 30, had 30-something. So that was, you know, other than that, a couple of key things for me, Shot Powers. I think they should have had Anunoby on my man more that game than Jason Tatum. One thing. And another thing is, you know what? We just got to be a little bit more aware of certain situations, whether it's the coach or the players, whether it's Tibbs or whether it's the players. You gotta make sure you don't let the moment not get to you, but get you distracted. I think the Knicks guy got a little distracted in that in the fourth quarter when it got close to the end of the game. And it happens, man. Sometimes you blow assignments, you blow coverage, or as a coach, you don't make that call that you think you should have made at that time for whatever reason you did it or you didn't do it. But but them things can also cost you a game. But at the same time, I want to make sure the players understand, like, Cat, I don't care even if you win the game, you don't foul Jason Tatum there. I don't care who you are, whether it's Cat, whether it's anybody, you don't foul a jump shooter at that time of the game. You let him. You try to defend it, but you don't try to block that. Here's why.
Straight up,
Just
man.
go straight up.
Straight up. You don't go forward.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, you don't impede. You go straight up.
Straight up. So regardless of who was that doing it could have even been Mitchell Robinson for our care. You don't foul that dude in that situation. Because let's say if he shoot that ball and then miss. So by you fouling him, you took away a chance that he might not make. And you gave him 3 points, you gave him 3 free throws. So it's just live and learn, things like that. It's not the harp on anything negative, but them key points in the game that could have swung that game. We could have won it probably. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, so and even when they went out of bounds, I mean, Mikal accidentally took his eye off the ball. It happens. She human. But that was a big situation. 16 seconds left. You got a chance to try to possibly tie it up. You know what I mean? And that ball, you do look too fast before the ball got to you. I think he was more than looking where the defender was at instead of keeping your eye on the ball. It happens. But still, them moments in the games like that you can't have, though. And I just think that was only, to me, that was pretty much the main variable for me last night, is them little things like that. But overall, I thought it was a great game. Them dudes know it. They know how we get down. The Knicks did not lose that game because them dudes beat us last night.
Right.
And I guarantee you next time we play Porzingis, if we play them, he won't score no 39 points and get no 8 3-pointers. But that's the same reason I said, and I'm gonna die on this hill, regardless of whom or what. You got to put Mitchell Robinson in there, dude. When Mitchell Robinson playing them dudes, he be up on them dudes like he hugging them. Did you see how he was playing Porzingis last night, Sharp Powers? When Mitchell Robinson was on Porzingis, he was hugging that dude, Dan, and trying to swipe the ball away for him. But every position y'all guys see, if you go back and look at the film, when Cat was on him, Cat was about 3 or 4 or 5 foot away from him.
Wide open.
Wide open. That's the reason why I keep saying, that's the reason why I keep saying you got to put Mitch in there. You have to, because his defense, good as he is our offense, Cat's defense is a liability for us. And I'm scared that might come back to bite us like it did last night. Other than that, I think the Knicks played a good game last night. They benched him, run them up. They kept Pritchard them in check, housing them in check last night. Them the things that we were talking about. I said they got defense that can keep them boys in check. It's at that 39 point for Porzingis was a killer last night to me.
Yeah, they let Cat go down low, score down low and stuff like that. Yeah, you go straight up on that shot, Divine. I concur with that, man. You go straight up and you just live with this, whatever happens. And yeah, of course, you get ready to try to make a move before you actually got the ball in your hand. It happens. You know what I mean? So I like that in my opinion, Boston didn't beat us last night. No. Boston, they played. If I'm just gonna say this, Divine. Everybody talk about the Knicks and how they run their rotations and all the minutes that they play. Even last night on the game, if I'm not mistaken, they put up the minutes for the Knicks, but they didn't put up Boston minutes. Tatum played like 44 minutes last night. A couple of them played. Somebody else played 42 minutes, 39 minutes. 39 minutes, 37. They play heavy minutes. Why everybody talk about the Knicks when Tom Thibodeau put you out there and play? What they play? I think one of them played 40, 44, 45, 46 minutes. You know what I mean? So anyway, not to get off of anything, we lost that game. We did it to ourselves. We didn't get beat, in my opinion. We didn't get beat. You know what I mean? We lost that game. You know what I mean? We did it to ourselves, but it's okay, because if you didn't see it, they were playing. Boston was playing hard last night, man. We had them to 107 points to the half. I mean, before the overtime, 100. I think it was 106, 100. What was it? 107, right? Yep. So I mean, let's be clear. A team that's averaging 109. What they 118, 19 points. They averaging scoring this year. We kept it to 107 in 4 quarters. That's damn good. You know what I mean? Let's be realistic. There are things that people see, like you say, all the variables. That is a big variable. They guys played heavy minutes last night, and in 4 quarters, we kept them to 107 points, which this team is scoring 108, 17, 18 points. I mean, that is a big variable last night. We did what we needed to do. We didn't do what we needed to do. Two or three little plays.
So, yep, it's all just a couple of mistakes. And like I said, you know what, them the defending champs. But like I said, I'm listen. When I look at all the stuff that happened last night, the Knicks can go 7 with them and possibly win it. I don't care what nobody say. They can't. From what I seen last night, you cannot tell me, Shaw Powers. But that means
we can get better every game. You're right. I think so.
Yeah, and not only that, but if that was the playoffs and we would have made no mistakes, we would have won our home game, right? That's what we're supposed to do. When you play in a team, you win your home games. So last night, if we was in the playoffs, other than a few mistakes, okay, Knicks would have won their home game. That means Boston had to win on their home court. And that's what it's all about. Because the Knicks gave that game away. Boston did not beat the Knicks last night. They gave it away. So that tells me if that was the playoffs and we on our home court, we'd have won our home game. We still had our home court advantage. And that's really what it's all about to me last night. I think the second mistake was not putting Anunoby on my man Jason Tatum the whole fucking game. That's probably going to be one of the other things that we got to think about. Like, I think if they would have had him on Jason Tatum more, that game would have been different. I just thought it's a lot of learning things, and we learned a lot last night in that loss, man. You know what I mean? Ain't no moral victories, but it was a lot of stuff that was learned, whether good or bad. We learned some good things about our team, and we learned some bad things that we need just to fix before we get to the playoffs. It ain't like we got to wait the next year. We didn't lose because of personnel last night. So the things that we lost, the way we lost, they can be corrected before the playoff. That's what I'm happy about, is that what we did could be corrected this season. It don't have to be next year. So we got to make sure that we more focused on out of bounds plays, being more aware of when that shot clock down to a certain percentage. Do you want me to foul them, whatever the case may be? But them in-game corrections, you know what I mean, Shop Howard? So that's what gives me some optimism about the way we lost. All that could be corrected by being more focused. And I just think when it came down. But other than that, man, it was a great game. It was live. The people was in the building, Carmelo Anthony, everybody, Shop Howard. It stood up to the billing. It stood up to the billing, and it stood up to the hype. Because that was the motherfucking playoff game right there. That could have been to me, that was almost like Eastern Conference atmosphere, because my man knocking down buckets, they can't do nothing with Cat. You know what I mean? Shop out. He coming down the lane like, I'm giving it to all you dudes down here. Y'all don't got everybody they put on Cat last night. Cat was eating them. I'm like, yo, they can't put nobody on them. So that, and I thought we talked about that in the pre-guys, like a Cat go down the middle, just abuse them dudes. But on the other side of the stick, they was abusing him from outside. You know what I mean?
And all he had to do was step up. I mean, he was too far, and I'm not killing him, but I'm going to get on him. He doesn't, in my opinion, fight through the screen. If you're going to go like that, fight through it then too, Cat. Last night he didn't fight through. He was waiting for somebody to slide off. I take your man, you go slide off to the other person. And then you get left there and leaving Porzingis by himself. Go through. Go around, do something to just to jump. You 7 foot, you ain't got a big vertical, but you got a big body. Let's jump up just like that. You know what I mean? Even if you don't block this, if you jump straight up just like this, and take away, impede this shot, now they shooting by fate, not by sight. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. I'd rather, you know what I mean, let them shoot without seeing the basket and see if it goes in. Anyway.
Yeah.
Those I'm sorry, Devon, those fight throughs was something major that I seen last night.
Yeah, you know what? And I just want to piggyback off you right quick. Shop Howard, all he got to do is get up on Porzingis. Once Porzingis bounce that ball, you good. So get up on him. You get him on, you get in his airspace. You know if you 7 foot just like he is. So if you up in him in his airspace, he ain't gonna pull up from there because he got to bring the ball away from down here. You know what I mean? To get it up here. So if you in this airspace, he's gonna have to put that ball on the floor and chase him off that 3-point line. Then you did your job.
Thanks.
Sat back there and dropped 8 3-pointers with no contestant. No contestant.
Those are the shots that Cat wish he could have got last night.
Right,
exactly. Cat get that open shoot. If no one goes through it, he gets those open shots like that, he's knocking them down. Just like Porzingis did last night. If he could shoot, if he could get the open, in my opinion, if Cat could have got all those open attempts at 3-point land that Porzingis got last night, Cat would have went 10 for 10 from the 3-point land. I mean, he would have hit 10 3-pointers last night.
Yeah, he was wide open. He had nobody to his grill, and that's the difference. Like I said, there's not no call every town beat. I said not, but this is really one of his Achilles heels that I'm concerned that it might be the Knicks' Achilles heel, because when you allow people to score points, that puts you in the quagmire. Now you might have to play from behind. See, I mean, you know, and that means our offense got to go extra hard. Our defense got to go extra hard. You cannot let Porzingis come in there and do that. I don't give a shit. Shot power. Cannot let nobody shoot 8 3-pointers. Okay, you know what? You get the first one shot power. You get the first 2. Okay, after that.
I'm going in there. I'm gonna foul you. I'm gonna hit you before you get to the line. Before you put it out. All right. Okay, I got the foul. Now, let me get on. Let me play a little bit on you a little bit now, because them shots that I'm giving you, I want those shots. If you give me those shots, I give you yours. Let's see who hit the most. Those are shots Cat wants.
Yeah. He just got to be better at that, man. We need Cat out. We need him out there, but that's why I said you got to start Mitchell Robinson with him.
Yeah,
Robinson was in that game last night. Porzingis wasn't getting that. He wasn't getting that. I don't give a shit how now if Cat had to play Jason Tatum because he had the 4, you know, it still really don't matter, because you got to do the same thing to Jason Tatum, but you're taller than Jason Tatum though. So, and if he put the ball on the floor, then you just take your hand, because we got Mitchell Robinson down there. You see what I'm saying? So
right, you just lead him. You don't play. You play the defense to lead.
Yeah,
of course. You back up. You let him go all the way down the baseline, and look who coming right there. Right. Look who right there. You see, that's where you want to go, because I'm gonna play you right here. I could jump and block your shot from here. You go over this way. I got all of that. I could jump and put some defense on it. But you gonna go towards Mitchell Robinson? Or you think you're going to get a little closer and shoot a jump shot when me and Mitchell Robinson converge on you?
You got to use him.
So I'm with you too, Devon, with the putting Mitch in.
Yeah. I mean, it's to me, it just makes sense, though, because you're going to wear Anunoby down all game trying to do what he had to do. But not only that, I think Mitchell Robinson saves the Knicks about, I'm going to be honest with you, I think Mitchell Robinson saved the Knicks about 6 or 7 points in the first quarter. Easy. He would save the Knicks about, instead of a team scoring 27 points in the first quarter, with him in there, they might score 20. You see what I'm saying? Somehow the defense is better. So that's the reason why you got to play this dude. I mean, when he played with him and Cat was in there together, you see what they was doing?
Yeah, they played a couple of minutes in there together too. They played a couple of minutes.
Down, bro. I'm like, when Cat and Mitch was in there, I'm like, all right, here we go. And Boston couldn't do nothing with him. And then Boston flipped the script on us and did it to us. They put they 2 7.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They try to go double big on us. Right. Yeah, that's how you know it's working. That's how you know. That I'm gonna say this because y'all my family. I'm gonna say this. Like I know a lot. Everyone sees me smoking sometimes the Black and Milds. I don't smoke Black and Milds. I stopped smoking them last night. But boy, did I almost need one last night. Boy, I was like, oh. So with that being said, the game is so much different when Mitchell Robinson is on the court.
Right, day, bro.
Yeah, man, and it makes it. You see everybody else. It looks easier for people, and I think sooner or later, I know. In my opinion, I believe the beginning of the year, if Mitchell Robinson was healthy, Mitchell Robinson would have been the starting center, and Cat would have been the power forward. We'd have had Mikal and OG at the 2 wings, and Brunson at the point guard, and we'd have rolled from there. You know what I mean? And
defense would have been better,
right? And the difference would have been like everybody said, "Oh no, we wouldn't have started." You know why we would have started him? Because we would have had Jericho Sims in the backcourt with Hucker Purdy in the backcourt. Now we would have had some more size with Mitchell Robinson. And we still would have had Precious Achiuwa if he would have been healthy. Even if we didn't have Precious Achiuwa, we still had Jericho Sims in the second. You know what I mean? And that would have made the second unit a little bit stronger with Josh Hart. Now we would have had Josh Hart as getting the 6-man award. because the way he played in, I don't know why he didn't make it into the All-Star, in my opinion, why he didn't make it to the All-Star year, the type of year that he had, but he surely, in my opinion, would have had a lock on the sixth man of the year if he would have played sixth man this year. I think, in my opinion, I think he would have got a lock. But I digress. There's more stuff that we talk about in the offseason.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You know what, man? Last night it was just a great game. I mean, I'm not mad because the Knicks beat themselves. Like I said, you up 3. You know, regardless of what Tibbs didn't do right, what the players didn't do right, it don't matter. Tibbs get blamed, they get blamed. But you cannot foul no jump shooter in a corner that time of the game on a 3-point shot. That's asinine. And if you know how to play basketball, or if you're a coach, or you know you're a player, or you just know the game of basketball, you cannot foul Jason Tatum on a jump shot in a corner at the end of the game. You can't do that. Nobody can do that. Not only that's like the most asinine thing you could do is foul a 3-point shooter. Fuck, you need to do that for? You know what I mean? Just if he made the shot, good. If he miss it, that's better. So that's why you didn't need to foul him. But that's about. That's a mental mistake, ladies and gentlemen. It's not about Towns. It's not about Tibbs. It's not about none of that. That just was a mental error. It just was a mental error. To call every Towns, it's been in the league to know you don't foul a jump shooter.
Especially someone that's shooting like 40% from three. And you got to watch him because he shoot about 80-something% from the free throw line.
That's common sense, ladies and gentlemen. That don't even take no play out the huddle. It don't take nothing. That just was a mental lapse. And even if you want to say Tibbs should have fouled coming out the timeout on my man, even if you fouled them, what they could have did that. I don't know. Were they in a penalty before that shot, Powers?
I'm not sure.
If the Knicks was in a penalty, okay, I can understand it. But if they wasn't, what happened to there was motherfucking Jason Tatum shoved off Anunoby. And Anunoby he didn't have enough space to react to that airspace because that was a good ass move by Jason Tatum. He put the drop step in him. As he moved forward, he pushed Anunoby back. So that took about a second off. That gave Jason Tatum enough time with that new modern day NBA step back to get in his rhythm. And then Anunoby had to catch up. So I think I don't have no problem with Anunoby's defense, but the Knicks still should have fouled him. So if you want to say that's one thing that you can get, you can knock Tibbs. If Tibbs didn't already dated, now you got to make sure Tibbs didn't tell him that though. You know what I mean? You got to make sure that Tibbs would say, "Listen, foul him," because sometimes the coach tell you to do something, the player don't do it. You know
yeah. Sometimes it's the rhythm of it. Yeah.
Yeah. From what I hear, Anunoby said, "I should have fouled him." That's what Anunoby said. So they knew what they supposed to did. They didn't execute it. And Anunoby knew he should have fouled Jason Tatum, but he didn't foul him. So, like I said, sometimes, we got to hold our players accountable too. You the one on the floor, if you know that you're supposed to do that, then you have to do that. So, but at the same time, we could question all the moves in that game from the players and the coach. I'm still happy about the game, Shop Out, because I know this right here. Them boys did not beat us. We beat ourselves. And I'm going to say that till the cows come home. I don't care about no Boston Celtics because I guarantee you at the next time we play them, and I don't give it 6 games after this, Kristaps Porzingis will not have no 39 points on the Knicks or 34, 35.
Not no 8, 9 3-pointers like that.
He ain't doing that on the Knicks the next time. So you have to take all them into consideration. The man came in MSG. Like, I'm going to show you, motherfucker, to keep booing me.
Yeah, I'm still the unicorn. Y'all remember? I'm still the unicorn.
Yeah. Y'all remember who I am. Y'all drafted me. And y'all come and y'all booing me, boo this. But you know what? That, like I said, Towns, you got to be better than that on the defense. Towns literally had a damn near awesome game. You know why his game got washed, ladies and gentlemen? Like I always say, if you score 34, but your man scored 35, you really ain't scored 34. You ain't scored nothing. Your man got what you got. So that's what made this shit got me upset about Towns last night. He was giving them dudes the business last night. That's the best I've seen Towns really get down the way he was operating from all angles, all over the place.
Yeah, on the post.
Anybody you put on him couldn't fuck with him last night. But you know what the problem was?
Killing on the post.
He couldn't fuck with them neither because Kristaps Porzingis was lighting it up. So he washed his numbers out. I'm like, fuck. But overall, it was good though. I ain't got no problem with the game, man. I thought it was good, man. I wanted to win that game bad, But 119 and 117 overtime shot powers. We go over the stats right quick. Then I open up the chat. But it was a tough loss, man. It was. But like I said, I got some pros and cons from the thing, man. So I got to leave it at that. It was some pros and it came with some cons. At least the one thing I can say, it wasn't a playoff. So, but I wanted that piece though.
Yeah, I got a big con. We about to talk about it right now.
Yeah, real talk, man. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get these stats in here, man, and all that good stuff, man. It's the recap, Divine, our power, salute to the chat, everybody in the building. What a game last night, man. We just couldn't pull it out, man, but we got a couple more to go before the season's over, and we'll talk about that as well, man. But good game though. But I wanted that piece though. Oh my goodness, I wanted that game last night. But we fought hard, but we didn't come out with the victory, man. So it is what it is, man. Let's get it. But here, right quick, ladies and gentlemen, look at these stats from the game last night. Some interesting numbers there for me overall, man. Like I said, I thought our team did pretty well last night, man, except for the couple of mistakes they got in the last quarter. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Celtics Knicks 119-117. Ladies and gentlemen, our defense, I think in that second quarter and that fourth quarter was on point. They gave up 27 in the first quarter. We won the first quarter by 3. Then they won the second quarter by 3. No, we won both quarters. I'm sorry. We won the first quarter by 3 points. We won the second quarter by 3 points. Here's the flip side. In the third quarter, they scored 31. We scored 20. And then in the fourth quarter, we scored 29. They scored 24. We did a good job of overtime. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, that was a nail biter. 119 and 117. It wasn't like the Boston Celtics beat us and we should be feeling bad about ourselves.
Facts.
We gave it to them dudes last night. We just beat ourselves, but I think we did a good job on them. Here's a number that probably could change that game. They shot 20 for 25 for the charity strike. We shot 63%, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what killed us.
Yeah, in a game like that, you can't
kill us.
60%. So sometimes it ain't about all this stuff we think it's about. Sometimes it's about what happens in the game. And what happened in the game, ladies and gentlemen, we missed 6 free throws out of 16. So let's hypothetically say we went 12 for what, 14?
Three more free throws.
Yeah, man.
Three more free throws in the regular game, and we would have won by 1. So
and Jay been harping on that for the last so on about the free throw.
Yeah.
Jay's like, listen, man, our charity strike numbers. He's been harping on that as well. So I mean, but like I said, them are things in the game that caused you had to do the other things that happened after that. But that 10 for 16 anyway. But for the 2-point area, they shot 55%, 21 for 38. We shot 59%, 37 for 63. Did a good job. For downtown, they shot 40%. Here go the caveat right here. We shot 29, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's a 10. That's easy. 8 more 3-pointers than we shot, and they still shot at 40%. Then we shot at 29. See, so you look at the field goal percentage, and you look at the charity strike percentage, and the 3-point field goal percentage. We left a lot of points on the table because we normally shoot 37%, and we normally shooting up in the highest 70s, like 80s, close to that in this year in the free throw spot. 80s, yeah. So we left a lot of points on the board last night. So that's why it was what made me have a little optimism that I know we did some things that worked out for us well. Shot Powers, they shot 46% from the floor. We shot 48. You see what I'm saying? Our defense didn't do the damn thing though. I can't even front. They've been doing the damn thing, man. Our offense just we didn't get Anunoby numbers like that on McHale, but still, I think we did enough to win the game though. 52 rebounds, Shot Powers, bully ball, 52 rebounds. And that's how I get that. Them cats was rebounding the basketball, man. Like I said, catting them for all the things he didn't do on defense, but he damn sure rebounded the ball last night. 17 offense rebounds. That's why Knicks should have won that game. Look at that, 28 assists to their 26 assists. We only had 11 turnovers. They had 15 turnovers. You know what I mean? But we had a couple of big turnovers. But there's 8 steals. They had 8 steals. We had 6 blocks. They had 4. 21 fouls. They had 17. 10 max points in a row. We was in the lead. They was in the lead. 8 in a row they made. Listen, we had good time of possession, 25 today, 21. Biggest lead, we had 11. They was 7. That game was just lost right here, ladies and gentlemen, at the 3-point area and a charity strike error. That changed the way we had to play basketball last night. And that's the reason why I don't think you see Mitchell Robinson a lot, Shot Power, because our offense was what wasn't clicking at certain times of the game, especially in that third quarter and that fourth tip, not to put him in. He needed his offense players in there. But other than that,
Yeah.
that was crazy right there, man. But so that's where the game goes sometimes, depending on how the thing going in the game. Carl Levittown, 34 points, 14 rebounds, 2 steals. 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Jalen Brunson, 38 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, 27 points, 1 rebound, 10 assists, double-double. They were doing it. Mikal, 14, 4, 4, 1, 38 minutes. Anunoby, quiet, way subpar compared to his last 15, 20 games, with that 10 games, but he deserved it. He right to have a night off, man. He's been killing it lately. I just wish it wasn't in that game. But also trying to play defense on Tatum all day don't help neither when taking the energy away. But his shots seem short powers. It's like he was hitting the front of the rim a lot last night.
He missed a couple of free throws. He missed a couple of free throws.
Facts. So them little things added up last night that made the game a little tighter, because I thought the Knicks should really had them guys last night. But them things like that happened last night. Josh Hart, 48 minutes, 10, 11, and 7, 3 steals. Campaign came off the bench last night, 7 points. He was knocking down some good timing shots. No rebound, 2 assists. McBride, I wish we had a little bit more from him. He did knock down a 3 or 2 and 1 3, excuse me. He had 5 points, 5 rebounds, one assist, one steal. Robinson, 7 rebounds, 4 points, 1 assist, 1 steal. Shaman, 3 points, 2 rebounds. So other than that, I don't think it was too bad for me from the number standpoint. From that area, man. I just thought that 3-point percentage was kind of tough. But overall, Town 67% from the field, 48 for Brunson, 40 for Mikal. 38 from the field for Anunoby. Josh Hart, 36. Campaign, 43. Duke, 43. So nobody really other than Towns, Brunson shot over 45%, and Mitchell Robinson last night. And Landry Shaman shot 50% from the floor last night. So we had a couple of guys that shot over 40, but these are terrible numbers right here. Mikal, that's terrible, 40%, 38%. Anunoby, that's not good. Josh Hart, that's not good. And Campaign, okay, not good, very good, because he shot 50%. So they them guys play defense over there as well, and I think them numbers really showed last night. But the 3-point percentage, Cat 33. Not good. Brunson, 42, good. Mikal, not good. Anunoby, not good. Josh Hart, not good. Campaign, not good. Pride, not good. And Landry Shaman, good. So, that's I think what we lost the game at Shop House. But you know what? Like I said, man, real quick, let me show you something, because I think you talked about that earlier. Let's look at these guys. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this note. KP, 39 minutes. Jason Tatum, 48 minutes. Holiday,
48 minutes.
Right. And 37 for Holiday, 43 for Derek White. 43.
I've seen some big numbers. They had some big numbers to beat us, man.
Yeah.
48 minutes.
And
they played 48 minutes.
And here's another thing, ladies and gentlemen, but that's not bad. And even the Knicks not bad. I'll tell you why. That's in the overtime.
Right.
So if you take away the 5 minutes of overtime, Towns probably hypothetically played 30, 38. Jalen Brunson would have really paid 33 if you take away overtime. Right. So that the numbers is not bad. In a game like that, you got to play the minutes when your offense is not going too good. You need your best people out there. You know what I mean? And obviously the best people wasn't shooting good in the percentage wise, but you need them out there. So overall, it wasn't too bad, man. I just think that game was a couple of errors and a couple of mishaps for the Knicks walking out there with a victory last night. Mishaps and stuff like that. But other than that, man, you know what it is. You got to live to fight another day, Shop Howard, and we just got to be ready for the next one. But good game, though. It was a lot of good things I seen. I wasn't mad at a lot of stuff. I was mad at, but like I said, my biggest gripe, Shop Howard, was leaving before things open like that. And I think having Anunoby on Jason Tatum more. Them not really two big things other than the mental lapses and the errors. Okay, that shit happens. But them two things that I think could have changed that game around with the bad free throw shooting and the bad 3-point percentage shooting.
Boston players played a lot of minutes last night. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to say. They had to play to beat us. It wasn't like they took their players out in the third quarter and then the second unit was in there, there's willy-nilly and doing all that stuff. They played all the minutes. And I mean, they played the New York Knicks. And we gave up the game. So I'm happy with the outcome. And I'm not happy with the loss, but I'm happy they went out and competed. Yeah, could there be some things that could have been better in that game? Of course, the thing with Cat, we could have had another phenomenal game from Mikal. We could have had another awesome game from OG, triple double from Josh Hart. All those things could have came into effect, and maybe the next time we play them, it will. But this game was much more competitive prior to all the other games that we have played with them. Mental errors, like you said earlier, Divine, mental errors was the thing that took away the win for the Knicks last night.
Right.
And with that, I could take a mental error than to get punched in your mouth. I'm like, man, I forgot to do that. I mean, but I could fix that. Dang, I forgot to do that. But I could fix that. I mean, then you just getting mollywopped all around, and you don't even fight no more. And it wasn't that last night. I mean, so I'm happy. I'm happy that we got out there and played some basketball to let them know, all right, we got Mitch now. Now we got Mitch. Cat playing down low. Last couple of times Cat ain't been playing y'all good. Yeah, he getting 30 points tonight. We're going to help him out with the defense because we're going to put Mitchell Robinson in the starting lineup. Certain things like that. The stupid stuff that I'm saying right now. But it wasn't like Josh Hart ain't going to have a bad game like he had last game. OG Anunoby games like they had against you the last game. Let's get it. We lost to y'all by 2 points. What was it? 19-17, right? We lost to you guys by 2 points.
It had the game in control.
So yeah. I'm down for whatever the smoke could be. Mental lapses cost us a game, and we live to fight another day. This is still the preseason, but this was one of the better games that I've seen the Knicks play, especially against one of these bigger name teams that they want to talk about. The Boston played all night long against us. 48 minutes, 44, 40, 30, not 30. They played big minutes to beat us. To get the win last night, because they didn't beat us.
Nah, they beat us. Listen, let me reiterate. This is important, ladies and gentlemen. We put all this stuff we talking about into the equation. Just remember, 63% from the charity stripe is like Mitchell Robinson shooting a free throw.
Fact.
Think about that. 63% from the charity stripe is like Mitchell Robinson shooting a free throw. And I think Mitchell Robinson is shooting better than 63% this year. And then on top of that, 29% from downtown. If you take them many shots and you don't make enough of them, that means that either they getting a rebound and they going back down court. But if you hit them shots, if you hit them free throws, now they're not getting the ball running down court without having given up nothing. So you got to make them. You got to make them shots. And granted, nobody's gonna be high to begin because that's a good deep team. They are where they at for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. These cats about to win 60 games. So let's not get it twisted here. These cats got 60. They 59 and 20 gonna be 60. But to me, I'm gonna bring you guys, and I know y'all back there. I see Keith. I see you and Jay Children. I'll bring you in 1 second. To me, you correct them 2 areas last night. We won't be talking about what Tibbs did. We won't be talking about Towns did. Because we would have won the game and we would have been giddy. We would have been like, yo, Knicks gave them the business. But because we didn't do certain things, now we got to come here and talk about all the negative stuff that they didn't do because we didn't do a couple of things that we normally should do well, which is hit charity stripe shots and hit the 3-point shots and try to guard the line. Because of that reason, we lost the game by 2 and a couple of mental mistakes. So now we got to say, what the Knicks didn't do good. More about what they did good. They did a lot of good things last night. They just didn't do enough things good than they did bad to win the game. You know what I mean? So I digress. But listen, I got Keith in the building. What's good, Keith? Jay Chosen in the building. What's good, Jay Chosen? What's good, Keith? Thank y'all for coming in. What's going on,
salute, fellas. Salute.
Salute, Keith. What's
blessings,
good?
Blessings. Salute.
Yeah,
peace, peace.
What's going on, Jay Chosen?
Chilling, man.
Yep. Yeah, good.
Y'all good. Kids, man.
You want me to go? All right, I'll go.
A whole lot of shit to say. So
all right. I want to say, Divine, great minds think alike. You always say what I was thinking, because I'm saying Mitch needs to play big minutes against the elite teams. I think we can beat almost anybody else, but the elite teams, we need Mitch to play big minutes. I think he only played 16 minutes last night. Okay. So we need him. We need him on the court for us to have a chance to get the chip.
Yep.
Okay. This is my aim. That's what I'm looking at. And right now, I don't know if they're just holding him back on purpose or they're going to let him free, let him run, let him go. I don't know when they're going to do it, but I have a couple of questions, though. because if they do it and they play Mitch and Cat together, that's going to eat into somebody's time, right? To Josh Hart's time,
Josh Hart. Yeah.
or Mikal Bridges' time, even,
Not
right?
necessarily.
It don't necessarily mean they eat into their minutes, because Josh Hart can still get
changes the
the same amount of
bench.
minutes off the bench. You know what I mean? I don't think it'll eat into their minutes. I'm gonna let you keep going. I don't think it'll eat into their minutes. I just think they won't be in the start. They won't get the start. They won't start the game because you can take Mitch out 3 minutes early and then put Josh Hart and blah 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 whatever. You know, I don't know. I don't think it'll eat into their minutes, but I do think that he just come off the bench. That's all.
Yeah, I mean they'll probably get a few less minutes than what they usually get, though. Is what I mean. I don't mean like it's a big difference, but just a few less minutes. I think Mitch, for me, I think he needs to be on the court for at least 30 minutes
Facts.
versus these elite teams. The elite teams. I ain't talking about Detroit. I ain't talking about Milwaukee. I think we can actually win those series without Mitch.
Facts.
Okay, but to beat these elite teams, we're gonna need him on the floor to beat them, to have a chance, to have a real chance.
Mhm.
That's one of the, and I was thinking that all day. I was saying I got to get on the show with these guys, and you brought it up right away. So, like you said, great minds think alike. The other question I have, this is a question, and you guys can go on. I think people are saying that they're going to try to tank to the 4th spot because it's a better matchup for them. Milwaukee's a better matchup, and then if we beat Milwaukee, we play Cleveland, and that's a better matchup for us. What do you guys think about that? I'd like to hear you guys discuss that too.
I don't think they're going to tank for nothing. I think they're going to try to beat everybody's ass possibly.
But they're not playing. They're not playing some of the guys tomorrow. They're not playing
OG,
Cat,
Robinson,
OG. Yeah,
But I highly doubt that's in the purposeful thought of tanking. If
To the
they
4th
do
spot.
end up getting to the 4th spot, it might be better for them. But I can't picture this coach, this team saying, yo, let's go out and just lose these games.
Yeah, I don't see that neither.
I don't see that happening. To me, you know, like, I don't know if you're familiar, but like Utah got fined $100,000 and some other stuff because they purposely were tanking to get all these picks, more picks. This team don't resemble that type of stuff. This is not that. They are sitting their men
Jay,
down.
we're at the Jay. Excuse
for
me. We're at
rest
the
purposes.
end. Jay, we're at the end of the season now. Okay,
Yeah,
a
but
lot of these guys start
for
resting
tanking.
these guys.
Yeah, but you said for tanking.
I
would say for
semi
rest.
tank. All right, it's not a full tank, but you're taking out your best players, man.
Yeah, but that's to rest them,
Right?
get them to the be more healthy in the playoffs.
I agree with
And
that.
with the thought that if we can't beat Brooklyn with some of these other players, we're in deep crap anyway. We gotta be able to beat Brooklyn with some of these other players anyway. All right, I mean,
Right? Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. I mean,
And-
listen. I think we're gonna win at least a game before the
right,
season's
and then
over.
if that's the case too, then Cleveland, depending if they lock it down, and Boston, if they lock it down, they're gonna sit their players too. So that means that
Yeah.
we're gonna have to see how our players do, if they really are any good or not. We know what the rotation do. I mean, the starting unit do. To me, we had third the entire year. I don't think tank could be involved in the word. I think rest could be involved in the word, but I don't think that there's zero chance. Now, to answer your question on the flip
Let's try
side,
to get to the fourth.
to answer your question on the flip side, I think, and we talked about this the other day, after we said bring anybody on any team at any time, it doesn't matter. And at the same token, another two truths could be at the same time. If we do end up in that position, and then we go through the other way, like, you know, through Cleveland or whoever, whatever, that might be easier for us. But I don't think they're tanking to do so. I think they're just
I
resting.
got you.
Yeah,
But I do
yeah.
agree that it's an easier way. But
even if they decided that they wanted to tank, if they wanted to lose these last 4 games and start substituting their players in and stuff like that, it's not a full tank because you have to also play on what happens with Orlando. You know, I mean, not with Orlando, with the Pacers. You know what I mean?
I think the Pacers play Cleveland twice. I think
right, Pacers will have to win out the season. So that means the Pacers will have to. The Knicks can play nobody if they didn't want to, but if the Pacers lose 1 game, we lock the 3rd position up. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, real quick. And I also think I don't think they sitting players tomorrow just for that reason. I think they sitting players, ladies and gentlemen, because they on a back-to-back. And
right, exactly. That's the best way to do it. Right.
And out of all the players who need a rest is Josh Hart and Anunoby because they don't play the most minutes. You know what I mean? They play the most minutes all season. They get the most minutes. So I understand why Tibbs did it tomorrow because you know what? If Tibbs thought that they needed that game, you think he would have sat them dudes? No, because I think this is where I don't know why, but I think I got a lot of people in the chat. Let me say this here, not a lot of people in the chat, but people literally think that Detroit Pistons going to beat the Knicks. That's insane. That's insane. I understand they're a good physical team. I understand they got players. Ladies and gentlemen, they are not beating the New York Knicks. I can guarantee you that. They might give you a couple of games in that series. They are not the New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. The records tell you otherwise. And the skill set, they got good players. It ain't their turn. That's why would you want to play Detroit when you got Cleveland the next day? Somebody who you know can fuck with you. So that's why he probably sitting them. I'd rather have them play against Donovan Mitchell than play against Detroit.
Facts.
That's all. I think they want Mitchell Robinson ready for Mobley and Jared Allen.
Facts.
I just think that's all it is. But I don't think like I'm with Jay Chilton. I'm with you too. I understand where you're going with that, Keith. A lot of people do feel that way. Should the Knicks kind of go to the full? Hell no. Ain't nobody ducking Boston. Fuck Boston. We beat ourselves last night, ladies and gentlemen. Porzingis ain't shooting no 39 on us every game we played. He gonna hit 34 points on us.
It wasn't even him. It was us missing things and us fouling people. Us fouling people with nothing to go. All right. I'm gonna blame the coach on one thing. Why is Josh Hart in there for the last shot? Why is not somebody like Deuce in there or any 3-point shooter in there? Why are they not in there? We don't need them in there right there at that point. So like we beat ourselves on so many different levels. We should never have gone to the fucking overtime, period. It should never have got there. We had them. And then again, once again, we showed something that we used to do and that we've done a number of times this year, and we come out as duds in the 3rd quarter. We had that game in hand at half. If we played them even the entire rest of the game, we win that game by 10 points. So giving him a rest tomorrow, OG deserves a rest. We're going to need him more than any other player on that team because of what he does on both sides of the court. And I really want to see them let go of this idea that Brunson needs to be a true PG. He's a combo guard. He goes bananas. And just because Cat can get 31 and 12 doesn't mean that Brunson needs to be the one throwing the assist to him. Let him get 35 too. Let the rest of them go do that. There's other people who can pass it. I like that he gets his numbers up on the assist numbers, but I feel like it's kind of hampering him on the shot. He's a playmaker, but he is a dog. He's the reason why you call him Captain Clutch for a reason.
Jalen Brunson had 10 assists last night, though.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. He had 10 assists. I'd rather see him have 6 assists and 35 points. He's a dog. At that point, we had hardly anybody in double digits except for Cat. I mean, if you look at the numbers in the fourth quarter, Hauser and Pritchard had the same amount of points as OG and McHale. So we beat ourselves.
Yeah, real talk.
Third quarter on, we started doing goofy shit.
Hey, you know what's interesting here? I want to point out something because this is important, y'all, and because Jay totally had a good point, but it's a big caveat to a lot of stuff. Check this out. Mikal Bridges, Anunoby, Josh Hart, Campaign, and Deuce McBride all shot under 40%, or at 40% from the field. You see what I'm saying? So listen what I'm saying. If the dudes ain't hitting the shot, it don't even matter. See, the Knicks beat themselves because they did not shoot the ball well. Credit Boston's defense. That's why they up. That's why they are where they are, ladies and gentlemen. Their defense is elite. What I told y'all in the pregame, they got 5 guys that they start lineup who literally could defend a basketball. And to those that told you that I wasn't lying about it, Mikal Bridges from the floor 40%, Anunoby 38% from the floor, Josh Hart 36% from the floor, Campaign 43, Deuce McBride 40. That means you wasn't shooting the ball well, or that defense was in your ass last night. That's the numbers. Now let's go to the other side. Downtown, 33% from Towns. Jalen Brunson, 42%. Mikal Bridges, 33%. Anunoby, no percent. Josh Hart, no percent. Campaign, 33%. Deuce McBride, 25%. It don't even matter what Tibbs threw out there last night. Them motherfuckers wasn't hitting no shots. They numbers don't lie. I don't care what Tibbs did last night. I don't care what anybody did. You will not beat a team shooting them damn numbers. That's horrible. You can't beat no team with the numbers. I don't care who you are. So that's why I said, look at what happened in the game. All that other shit that happened, you know what? That ain't the reason why we lost the game. We at least lost the game because we ain't hitting no shots.
That's true.
You didn't shoot nobody but Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson and Mitchell Robinson shot over 45% yesterday. Nobody.
And we still could have won the game.
It still could have won the game.
And still could have won the game.
Still could have won the game.
And still could have won the game.
More like it.
Still could have won the game. That's why I said is one of the nights. I don't give a fuck about Boston. All you got to listen. And I love Karl Anthony Towns. It's not about him. So when I say this, I say it out of respect. Put Mitchell Robinson with Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns will even be better than he is now. You put Karl Anthony Towns in the lineup with Mitchell Robinson, you think cat a dog now. Wait till you put him there with Mitchell Robinson so he don't have to go out there and do the unnecessary stuff that might get him in a. You know what I'm saying? Because players play basketball. They play basketball. That's what they do. You could throw out all the scenarios. I mean, and for the couple of mistakes that Tibbs made last night, Tibbs made a couple of mistakes last night. But still, his mistakes wasn't worse than what they were shooting last night. You want to say Tibbs made a couple of mistakes at the end of the game as a coach that he didn't do the right thing? I'm with you on that. Tibbs made a couple of moves last night that might have affected the way the Knicks could. But still, if they would have did what they supposed to do as basketball players, not shoot 36%, maybe Tibbs wouldn't even been in that situation. They might would have blew him out. They would have hit charity stripes last night, and they would have shot from the floor better than they did, except for only 3 players. Knicks probably would have blew him out.
It's fucking free.
It was free. It's free.
Free.
Come on, man. Let's just keep it a buck, though. The shit the little things, I get that. But we wouldn't have been in that situation if Mikal Bridges didn't shoot 40% from the floor, ladies and gentlemen. If Anunoby didn't shoot 38% from the floor. Josh Hart, 36%, and we still lost by 2.
Thanks.
Numbers don't lie, ladies and gentlemen. Numbers don't lie. We watched the game. We watched all 48 minutes. The numbers don't lie. The Knicks offense did not come to the floor like they needed to last night. The only 2 that did it are the 2 best players on the team. Think about that. The best games last night were for the best 2 players, Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson. They both shot high for the field goal area. They both had over 20-some points. And other than Cat he only shot 3 3-point shots. He made 1, and Brunson shot 12. He shot 42%. Other than them 2 dudes last night, ain't nobody do nothing. So with Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns carried the Knicks offense last night against that team. because the other guys didn't shoot the ball well. Nobody did nothing. So, and we only lost by 2. I'm good.
We need OG to be that third guy. He has to be that third guy.
Yeah, we had him for 10 games. And I know he was killing it.
Yeah.
Honestly, it caught up to him in a game like that, and he didn't have it last night. But that don't take away from everything he's been doing the last 10, 11 games. His brother been killing it. We just needed Anunoby a little bit more last night. We needed Mikal Bridges a little bit more last night. And I think we would have won. We would have won it convincingly. So, it's all good for me. Keep Jay Shot Powers. It's one of those games on the doctor, man. We let get away because our offense didn't really come against that good defense last night. And I think that when it goes iron sharpen iron, that's all it was last night, man. What can we say though? I'm happy with some of the results last night. I think these cats gonna be fine, man. I really do. I just like I said, sometimes we got to call it what it is. Don't put yourself in that situation. Jalen Brunson said in the post game press conference, we can't put ourselves in that situation. Because that's all it was, a situation. They put themselves in a situation where they could have spanked Boston ass last night. But not with them shooting numbers, though. That's all. And you got to give Boston credit. Defense, because they're one of the best defenses. That's why they record is what it is. They're one of the top teams in the league on both sides of the ball, actually. But I think we are too. So we just let a couple of points get away. Shot Power. That's it.
Yeah, I said it once. I say it again. We kept this high, potent offense. If I'm not mistaken, I think they're at like 118, and we had them at 107 points. Before the overtime. Our defense was clicking, made some mental lapses, some mental mistakes, and like you said, Divine, the real point of the real meat on the bone is guys didn't come out and make some shots last night. A couple extra shots from a couple extra players with a better percentage would have won us the game easily. So that is a fact. They're sitting here listening to you say it out loud, like, yeah, man, if we could have got 3 more points from OG, one, another percentage point, it would have made even if they when they even did that, just hitting 4 more out of those 6 more, those two, and OG had missed 2 free throws in a row, if I'm not mistaken. He missed 2 he missed 2 free throws in a row, and they were big. I was like, oh, he's short.
Yeah,
he shot him. They was like clang. I was like, dang, man. But
it goes to show you he was out of energy right there.
Yeah. So it happens, and it came at the wrong time. But like I said again, man, this playoff thing is it's from city to city. You ain't going to different time zones and all that other stuff, man. Everything's going to be right around the same time limit all the way up in this East Coast. Ain't no time limit that's going to be more than an hour. Was Boston? No, hell, I'm talking about Boston. Never. Are they on the East Coast? I'm talking about all that is
right. They up the road.
I'm talking about. That's all the same time. So you can go there, chill. It ain't like you going to California, then you're going to Denver, then you're coming back down to Florida, then you're going to Milwaukee and all this other stuff like that. It ain't like you doing that. I'm waiting to see. First things first. Let's see what happened. And the Knicks, even if the Knicks lost every last game, if the Pacers lose one game, the Knicks clinch 3rd spot. Yeah. In order for that to happen, if there was to be trying to tank, which I don't think they're going to try to do that, that's not the way the Knicks play. I think tomorrow's game is a smart way to rest your guys, put some of these rookie guys out there and all that other stuff and get prepared for Cleveland, because I think they want to play Cleveland. I think they want to have Mitchell Robinson out there this time. I think they want to. Don't let me get all in your head. Watch this. Watch how much this mess y'all up. Hold on. Let me close my eyes. Let me teleport this. Mitchell Robinson starts that night. Mitchell Robinson and Cash start that night. Josh Hart the first night. He going back on the bench. No, I'm just throwing it out there.
I would love to see that happen. I would love it to happen, boy. You know.
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing some subliminal. That was a subliminal. That's not no hyperbole. That's a subliminal. That's not hyperbole. That's just something I'm thinking about.
I'm just using my crystal ball.
That's all that is.
Keep serious question.
Yes, sir.
What do you think the New York Knicks, when they play Detroit, if Detroit in the first round, give me your thoughts on that series, man.
I think it's a hard-fought series. I think the physicality will help the Knicks. I think the physicality will make us better, actually, because we are a better team. On paper, on the floor, we're a better team. But that physicality, I think it'll help the team. I think it'll propel the team. I think the team will be better off for it, actually. I think it's a great matchup for us. Yeah, hard fought. I think it's hard fought. Probably 5, 6 tops, no question.
Okay.
I have the Knicks winning it, though, definitely.
AP say he got 6.
But I like the physicality part of that because that will help the Knicks be stronger.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Be
looking for.
stronger.
Yeah, I'm looking
That's
for
what we need.
that reason. Because when you get through a series like that against them, that's gonna prepare you for the Boston series.
Right.
Because
Right.
now I'm talking about from a physical standpoint, maybe not mentally.
Yeah.
I don't think they mentally with Boston.
Physical. Physical.
Yeah, that's going to serve the Knicks well because they got Boston got just like the Knicks got high IQ ball play. That's why that game went the way it went last night. Despite the Knicks shooting bad, that showed you how good the Knicks are because even though they had a bad shoot night, motherfuckers only lost by 2. That just showed you how good the team is. On a bad night shooting, you still lost to the defending champs. The previous defending champs by 2. That's pretty good. You know what I mean? So I take away, but Jay Choden, if it was, what's your gut feeling on that Detroit and Knicks series, man? Keep it a buck, and what's your thoughts on that? I need to know about this, man. I want to hear everybody's perspective on that. Good, bad, or the ugly.
I think Detroit wins in 7.
Okay.
It's gonna be a hard fought thing. Or they might win at 4. Detroit. It's gonna be good games. We're gonna do dumb stuff and lose by like 2 in the 4th quarter, maybe sometimes in the overtime.
Yo, Jay, man. Yo, Jay, that's bullshit, man. Yo, Jay, you can't.
You sounded like me just now.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Jay.
All jokes aside, I think that fully healthy, we should dust them off 4-0. Like literally, they're brand new to it. They came from the bottom to the top. They're just here. They got one up and coming star on their team, and they got some ancillary pieces on their team. They got a couple good. I tell you what, they got a couple good people who can shoot the 3. Got to guard that. That's not, and they're in the top 6 for a reason. They played a very good season. I'm not, just like I said last night, I'm not going to disrespect them, the Celtics. I'm not going to disrespect the Pistons, but we are way better than them. And Pistons are not the Celtics, okay? They're not the same thing. So if we do what we're supposed to do, I think that we win in what a gentleman's sweep would be called, by the way, is like five games is a gentleman's sweep is called. So, that's what I'm hoping for. I have so many different points of view, but I don't think that anything that I'm starting, and it's not about the question, but anything I'm thinking could be even implemented to next year. I really think what happens right now is already set in stone, right? We already went through a whole season of where we are now. That's why I don't think you're going to see. It really ticks me off too. I don't know why Mitch don't start the 1st and the 3rd quarter. He should always start the 1st and the 3rd quarter. Different question, but that's that. So I think it's going to be 4 or 5 games, New York Knicks. But if you notice, when it gets tough, and they're a tough team, and sometimes a little, what's the word for it? I'm looking. When the like hold on to your shirt when they're running around. I'm not saying cheating. What's the word? They pulling that old bullshit that we used to see when we were growing up. All that old stuff, elbow to the back of the head, that type of stuff. I think that's gonna bring out. I think that's gonna bring out the toughness in a lot of us. Mm-hmm. Hopefully the Cat and Mikhail and they just go, get the dog in them because we already know the dogs. So. Yeah, I think 4 to 5 games tops.
Yeah. Shot Powell, give me your thoughts right quick, man.
Yeah, I want to play. I changed a little bit from wanting to stay away from Detroit, but I think we have a better way of playing against Detroit. And if it's the Mavericks playing the Pacers, that's a good matchup for the Mavericks to beat the Pacers and go against Cleveland first. You know what I mean? That's the way I'm looking at it. I wouldn't mind. I don't think the Knicks tank to get the Mavericks. You know what I mean? So let's get it. I'm thinking I want to throw a caveat in there. I think it could be 5-1, but I'm gonna say 4-2. I'm gonna make it an interesting series and say 4-2.
6 games. Wow.
Right, 6 games. I'm gonna make it 6 games. I think we're gonna win 2 away. I think we're gonna win 2 in Detroit.
Yeah. And
That's possible too. I mean,
check this out. Like if you look at me, I like fucking with the number. That's the way it is. They go to Detroit Pistons right now this year, ladies and gentlemen. They splits. The highest scorer, Kay Cunningham, 25, Jaden Ivey, 17, and that's not even guaranteed he coming back yet. Well, Malik Beasley, 16, Tobias Harris, 13, Jalen Dorn, 11. Their starting unit, if you put Cole Anthony Towns and you put Jalen Brunson, just them 2 numbers together, you could take 3 of their starters and still wouldn't even catch their numbers. Ivy is out, so Beasley getting 16, Tobias getting 13, that's 29. Jalen Dorn is getting 11, that's 40. And you want to add Tim Hardaway with that 51 points in your starting lineup. We got 2 players who giving you that to combine. I'm talking about averages. I'm just talking about their averages. You got him, that's 25. So you add up the other guy's numbers, they don't even come close to the Knicks starting lineup numbers. Not even close.
Good point.
That's what I'm saying to you.
So now is the New York Knicks defense key on Kay Cunningham. You put Mikel and Anunoby on Kay Cunningham, there's nobody on that team could beat you by themselves. None of them. That's why their record is where theirs is at, and that's why our record is where it's at. They can't. The Knicks will beat them in a gentleman's sweep, and they might sweep them because they don't have enough firepower to beat the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. They just don't. That's just looking at the numbers. Just the numbers alone. Now, they got a team that all get good averages. They bench is good. Sia Thompson getting 10, Schroeder getting 10. So they bench make up for some of their starters' points. But that team ain't got enough to beat the Knicks. I don't even see how we can remotely sit up here with a straight face and say that. Now, I know they up and coming. They got talent and all that. Everybody got talent, but man, them dudes ain't got enough to go into 7-game series with the Knicks. I don't even see that. I don't see how y'all can see that.
Not me. I think
I'm
5. I said 5.
I'm just saying, in general,
yeah.
I like the Pistons. They're a rugged team. They physical. They don't have enough to mess with the Knicks. And I was willing to bet anything on that. And I'm not even a gambling man like that. They ain't beating no New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me. They don't have enough. They don't have enough. They don't have enough. Offense. Their defense is good. They don't have enough. In 7-game series, what happens if one of them dudes go down in the game and get foul trouble, or somebody like Kay Cunningham get in foul trouble, and then the Knicks throw Anunoby on whoever out there? Shit, they gonna put Anunoby on Kay Cunningham to start the series.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
And then what? And then what happens now?
Right.
That's a fact.
And then what happens? Who's gonna help out?
Right. They ain't got. I think the regular season of the playoffs is different, ladies and gentlemen. This is a fully team. This is a fully loaded team that the Detroit Pistons play at, not the team they played back in the beginning of the season in November. This is a whole different team. I don't think are they good. I don't think they got enough. I think the numbers don't lie. New York Knicks is 20-something games over 500. They only 8 games over 500, 7 games over 500. Why? They play the same people. Detroit play the same people we play in the NBA. So why is we 20-something games over 500? They only 8 over 500.
And that's why they sitting, by the way, Keith. That's what I meant by that. That's why they sitting. And by the way, who they sitting against?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And they against, we talking about who they playing against?
Detroit.
Detroit. Yeah, Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit.
We play Detroit tomorrow.
We're gonna be sitting back watching the team
right.
on the bench on how we gonna They just gonna be scouting and then playing. That's it.
That's all they're gonna do.
They
Yeah,
just
yeah.
relax.
I'm not worried about this great stuff right here with the Detroit shit. They're a good physical team. Anybody fit, but it's mind over matter, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, we got 2-3 guys who you could throw multiple bodies at Kay Cunningham all night long. Shit, you could throw Josh Hart at him. You could throw Mikhail at him. You could throw my man Anunoby at him. They'll wear that boy down in the course of a game. If the mother and because the other guys you got out there, Tobias Harris ain't scared nobody, ladies and gentlemen. He ain't scared nobody. Beasley ain't scared nobody. I don't think so. And last time Cat played, I think Cat made him like 30 something. So, but I don't know, man. I'm just letting y'all know it's Knicks against everybody. Ain't nobody scared no Detroit Pistons. Detroit Pistons coming to the freshman dance. The Knicks in the senior dance. That's how I feel. That's how I look at it, man. Let's get it, man. I don't think they got no smoke for the Knicks. Like I said, if Philadelphia wouldn't have had an interseason, Detroit Pistons and a lot of teams wouldn't even be there. The Philly probably have been 56. A lot of them dudes would have been in the play-in. They would have been in the play-in.
But I do have a point though. How physical would they let them play in the series though? Is the refs gonna let them really play physical?
Yeah, I hope so.
If they play physical, I'm not saying the Knicks are gonna lose. Okay, they're gonna win, but the physical part of it could slow everything down, muckery it all up, make the game a lot harder. Okay, so what's going to happen? We don't know. I don't know. I'm just making a point.
I would love for that to happen. I really do.
Yeah,
because
me too.
I like that
me
also.
too. I want to see it because it's going to test them. That's what I want to see.
And there's going to be a lot. And not only that, the Knicks going to go to the charity stripe a lot. And like Jay chose to say, once the Knicks get in their groove, but they've been doing good all year. I don't know why they're sticking it up now. I understand.
Yeah, man, they were doing fantastic at the
end of the season. Just long season, just end of the season. That's all.
All year long.
All year long.
83%. I think 83%, 82, 83%, something like that.
Right. So that might be in our favor. That might be in our favor. They get physical like that. Listen, we ain't got no cookies over there, man. Jalen Brunson ain't no punk.
That's what I'm saying. Let it bring that.
Bring that. I mean,
you ain't see OG ready punching Tatum in the face last night. Yeah. Tatum pushed him that he pushed him above it. It's just like what?
Yeah, right. You don't want none. Yeah, we used to
like what?
that was a good shit. That was one of the bigger moments of the game.
After OG pushed him right, after this how you know. After OG pushed him right, Tatum jumped behind the referee. Was like, what?
Yeah.
He sure did. Yo, we were laughing about it over here. Yo, he sure did.
He like, yo.
Yeah,
they ain't
I felt like he said he's bothering me.
OG was like, oh, he's like,
yo, OG is built like a young Mike Tyson. You see him?
Oh, man.
Not an ounce of fat. The dude looked like a linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Like a Russian, like yo, he's a
in the words of KJ said, OG looks like a Incredible Hulk. I mean He-Man doll, right? Well, how he said animated figure. Oh, I messed the joke up.
But yeah, man, I tell you what, he shoved it with that one arm.
G.I. Joe, I think it was. I messed the joke.
Shoved it with that one arm. I'm like, that's a Anunoby strong one. He just took Tatum, just like pushed it with that one arm. And Tatum really fell off. But yo, man, but that's
can't take away though. Tatum played hard.
Yeah, Tatum gets down, man. Like I said, I wish they would have put Anunoby on him the whole game. But Anunoby deserved to have a night off later. I just wish it wasn't last night. He deserved to have a night off. Make no mistake about that. That brother would help carry the Knicks since Jalen Brunson went down. And even the game Jalen Brunson came back that night, he had 27. It's just that last night his shot, it caught up to him, man. So that's all good, man. I'm excited about this thing. Tomorrow against Detroit, still think Knicks going there can win that game without Josh Hart, Anunoby, and Richard Robinson. I still think you got Jalen Brunson and Cat there. You still can beat them. You still got Anunoby, Cat, and Mikhail. You know what I mean? You still got Deuce and Bry. You still got campaign in them. You know what I mean? That don't mean the Knicks gonna lose the game tomorrow because these guys ain't playing. It might make it harder to win the game, but that don't mean they're gonna lose.
Right.
That don't mean they're gonna lose because they sitting Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson and them. So let's see how it goes, man. But I think they well deserved, especially them two guys. Shaw Powell. I think Josh Hart And no, that's a good move by the Knicks. Get them rest them dudes tomorrow and get them ready for the next day. Then we got one more game after that, and it's over. 2 more games, rather.
2 more games, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, it's all good, man. We hanging for another 10, 15 minutes. But so I'm like I said, I'm with Jay, excuse me. It's like a gentleman's suite for me. And that's, you want to get it over fast, because see, one thing about the playoffs, you want to knock your opponent out fast. Then you get that rest. Yeah, get that rest in between that second round and able to critique some shit. You know what I mean? Or get ready to do film on who you think gonna come out of the second round. So that's why I hope the Knicks got to give them a gentleman's sweep at least. Win the first 2 in the Garden. They go home and win. They go home and win that one at Detroit. I'm gonna say 2-1. We win the third one in Detroit. We 3-1. Then we come back at the Garden, close it out. Gentleman's sweep. That's what I'm looking at.
At home.
Sounds good.
In front of the people.
Game 5 at home. We win it 4-1. That's what I'm hoping to happen, and then let that whoever the other side first round opponent is, let Boston or whoever go longer. I don't give a shit. Let Boston whoever go 7 games. So we just sit there waiting for them to get
a hard 7 games with 3 games in overtime, and the last game go triple overtime.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this is why I'd rather see him in the 3rd round than the 2nd.
Yeah, you ain't I had him there, man. I want to see him in the 3rd round.
Because it would be, because then at least they played a lot of minutes. Maybe one of these guys get hurt too. You know, I'm not wishing anybody get hurt, but it happens. It happens. It's part of the game. It's part of the game.
Yeah, it's
okay. And we have to accept that even on our side, our guys could go out too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, our guys ain't going out.
I hope that doesn't happen. Hey, I think about all these things when I'm watching the game, man. Hey, on that note, Mitchell Robinson almost got hurt.
Yep.
Yesterday. He almost got hurt. Almost.
He almost got hurt taking a doo-doo the other day, too.
No. He had 2 guys. They were on the floor. He got the rebound. He had to step over them. He just missed them, bro. I'm telling you, if he would have landed, he'd have got hurt.
Yeah.
I got scared when I saw that. I got scared.
Yeah.
Because we need him. We need Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, you don't. We know Mitchell Robinson. We go nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. Defense.
Yeah, but we also know he's injury prone too.
Yeah. He be all right. He get in there. He gonna get in there, man. You know what? But like I said, without Mitch, I think it's gonna be the hardest thing to do, because we don't got nobody can anchor that defense like that in the back. Nobody. Mitchell Robinson, he might not be the most valuable player. He's one of the most important players the Knicks got.
Mm-hmm.
He's the most important player the Knicks got. Mitchell Robinson go down, ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be a long season.
I think he's our key player, actually.
Because you're gonna get what you got last night.
Yeah.
He's
our key player. For me, he's the key.
Yep. Yeah, I don't want to put that pressure on Cat and pressure to Chua, man. They ain't Mitchell Robinson shot power, so we cannot afford to lose that, brother.
No, definitely not. My key player is OG. Sorry about that, Sean.
Yes,
no. I'm not even gonna talk on it. Didn't y'all just see me say that Mitchell Robinson starting against Cleveland? Did you hear me say he starting against Cleveland? That's how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's hope
to me, I look at him. He's a monster, man. Yeah, he's a monster on the boards. He's a monster defensively. He's a presence on the court.
Mm-hmm.
And look at that play he made on Tatum. Okay, he made him take a bad shot. I want to see him out there on the floor, man. I want to see this man out there.
Gotta put him out there, man.
I got to see that man out there, because he's the key for us to win. Yeah, of course, OG and all these other guys. Yeah, but he's the key, man. Defensively, he's the anchor. He can anchor that whole paint, man. And he's coming out. He's coming out on the perimeter too. He's guarding these guys. And by the way, Jason Tatum is pretty tall, man. He was shooting over Mikal Bridges. It wasn't because Mikal Bridges was playing bad defense. He was playing good defense. This man was shooting over him like he wasn't even there. That's why you got to get a taller guy on him for sure. You got to get a taller guy on that man.
Here's a prime example last night why I say Mitchell Robinson is the most important Knick. in the sense I had in the series in the long term, I could say okay. But think about this last night. Anunoby didn't have a good game. Knicks still could have won the game, but the Knicks lost the game because Mitchell Robinson didn't play enough minutes to guard Porzingis. You see what I'm saying? Even though Anunoby had didn't have a good game last night, Knicks still would have won the game if Porzingis wouldn't have had no 39 points or 38 points.
That was
whatever
ridiculous.
that was. That was crazy.
That was ridiculous.
And then you looked
He
at
was shooting 3-pointers at the logo. At the logo, he was shooting 3-pointers.
Yeah, and if you looked in the game, when Mitchell Robinson was in there against Porzingis, Mitchell Robinson was in that man's pockets last night.
Why do you think he didn't have OG on him?
I think they had OG with Tatum. I think Rasul, I agree with you on this. They should not have put Mikal Bridges on no Jason Tatum.
It should have been OG the whole night.
Yep. That was a bad move. And said why they did it, I can't say. I don't know what the scenario is.
I think that it's more of having OG on White. White is a lethal 3-point shooter. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he's a better 3-point. He's in the top 25 in 3-point shots makes this year. It's a couple of them on that team that's in the top 25, top 20. So I think at first you seen OG on White a lot because they didn't want him to go off, but you try to sacrifice with Tatum going with Mikal. Mikal plays good D on him, but like you say, Mikal is that superstar status. He's certain shots that even with great defense, he makes. And that's to be shown last night when he did that shug off to OG last night and got that shot off. You know what I mean? Even with the defense that OG puts out there on you, which was very hard. And Mikal played great defense on him too. Just he's that superstar dude sometimes. You know what I mean?
I think
it was ass backwards, so they should have did it.
Me too. Yeah, because I'll tell you why. You put your best player on your best player.
Say it again out loud, please. One more time. You got
put your best player on your best player.
Yep.
It's all to it. That's plain and simple. You put your best player on your best player, and Mikal Bridges is thin. He probably would have been better off playing White shot power because White is thin. And the only thing White would shoot 3-pointers. That would have
been you're definitely going to see it coming down the line. That's probably the better matchup.
I think Fabian said something in the chat real. He said they wanted OG to reserve his energy for the offense, but he didn't. He had a night off, and I agree with that 100%. I can understand why they did it because, like I said, trying to guard Jason Tatum for a whole game is tiresome. It's tiresome. It really is. I mean, this dude is that good. He prolific, whatever he do. He good at what he do.
Right.
So I can understand why they did it. But and Mikal, like Shaw said, Mikal player has a good ass defense. That mother shot this was falling over his.
That's all it was.
Shooting over him, man. That's all he did.
But the one thing that that Mikal can do, that's why you got to put him on Tatum. He don't give Tatum the ability to get down that lane and throw that shit to White. Porzingis and them. See, because if Jason Tatum get in that middle, he's either gonna give it to you. He's an unselfish ball player, and you got White in the corner, Porzingis. You got Drew Holiday. Jaylen Brown when he playing. So I understand. See, that's the reason why you got to put Anunoby on him because it's harder to pass on the perimeter than it is to get in the lane and everybody collapsing and everybody's open. You know what I mean? So I do get it. I mean, either way it go, Knicks played the shit out of them dudes last night, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't mad about last night. I'm not. I'm dead serious. When you look at everything, we would have shot the ball better. That would have been a whole different game. We would be like Shaw Powers, and we all said if we didn't have a couple of mental mistakes, we'd be here talking about, we beat Boston. We would be happy to this motherfucker. So, I just think last night the coach and the players had a couple lapses in the game. Tibbs had a couple lapses. The players had a couple lapses.
I was madder than a motherfucker.
But you know what? As a team, this is what you got to learn as a team. Never put your coach or your players in that position. They should have never been in that position.
It should have never been the OT.
Yeah, even that position in the game, period. When Porzingis hit them first 2 or 3 3-pointers, timeout, Cat, you need to get up on this dude.
Or Mitch.
or Mitch, somebody get up on them. They should never put themselves that because they waited too late. You let this man literally sit out there and just like he was fishing, throwing a rod in a big old lake, just rolling.
What he was doing, man.
What he was doing. Y'all let the man kept reeling that shit out there, and you can't. That's what you just have to fix that from last night. That's not the Knicks every night, but last night, y'all didn't let you shouldn't let KP got that. He should. You messed it up. They wasted a good ass game by Karl Anthony Towns because he let Kristaps Porzingis do what he did. That's all. Cat had a big game, but you know what happened, Cat? You let Kristaps have a good game. So it really was a shootout contest between y'all two.
Right. He didn't put no D on him.
He ain't no D on him. So that's what happens, man. When you're not focused the way you need to be. You know what I mean? And then and I said I understand why Tibbs did it. Like I said, I'm not mad because the game wound up being 119 to 117. They didn't kick our ass, ladies and gentlemen. We beat ourselves last night. It's a difference. Them dudes did not beat us last night. We beat ourselves. So I ain't getting no more mad. I ain't getting no balls. So a Cat uncontested three in a corner, the game might have been over. Cat don't foul Jason Tatum. He shoot that ball and it comes off the rim. We snatch the rebound. The game is over.
That's it. Throw the ball in the air. That's it.
Yeah, come on. The cat made a stupid foul, hit my man, and sent him to the free throw line. If he didn't do that foul, which he should not have done, because no player should do that. Clyde say it all the time. Why you fouling a three-point shooter? You hear Clyde say it every game. Why are you fouling a three-point shooter when that's the hardest shot in the NBA to make? That's the hardest shot percentage-wise. So fucking give him a chance. If he make it, okay. And if he miss, it's even better. So
and you saw Cat's face, man. He knew he was a doofy. He knew he was doofy at that minute. At that minute. You remember the old thing with the Woody Woodpecker or those things? It was that minute when he realized he was a doofy dude. And that moment, just for that moment.
Just that moment, right. It ain't
just for that moment. Look, the guy had 30 some points with a whole bunch of rebounds. He had a great offensive game. But at that moment, you don't know how to do this and back up.
Let me tell y'all something right quick. It's not about beating up on Cat. I don't care which Knicks player would have did that. It would have been asinine. It ain't about Cat. It's about the play that happened. I don't care if it was Jalen Brunson, Mitchell Robinson, Anunoby. I don't care if it was Josh Hart. If they would have fouled that man in that three corner, that was a bonehead play. No NBA player do it. It ain't about Cat. It's about the play that happened. You don't supposed to foul a man out there. No player should do that. Not only Cat, anybody. But Cat is the one that did it, so Cat get the right to get the gas face for that. Because he the one did it.
Right.
If Robinson would have did it, he would have got the gas face. If Anunoby would have fouled that man out there, he would have got the gas face. It's not about Cat. It's about the play. And unfortunately, Cat is the one that did the play. You do not foul a three-point shooter in that situation in the game. I don't care what player you are in the NBA. Shit, you could be LeBron James. I don't give a fuck. You don't foul nobody out there like that. That's
to me, that was almost as bad as when J.R. Smith
went
the wrong way in the playoff game. You don't do those. You got to have a presence of mind. Chris Webber calling college, calling a timeout. Like, you don't do that type of thing.
Right.
You know, look. I know we were talking to and all that stuff. Cat got a great offensive bag.
He does. He's got a very good
bag.
bag.
Grateful that he came here. He big change to the team. And Brunson ain't that much better, he puts a lot of effort into it, but it ain't that much better defensively either. He has a great offensive bag. I think yesterday that we saw that the team floored, like having a flaw, like, you know, you do something wrong, their way out of a victory. They floored their way out of a victory. Not hitting the free throws, making stupid fouls, not having the right people on the right people. You know, you put McHale on this guy. They're the same height. Plus, he's supposed to be a wing stop. So stop the damn wing. Then you put OG on Tatum. They're the same height. Plus, he's built to do that. And then somebody tell Cat, go out there, man. I don't care what you got to do. Quality shot, Porzingis in his neck, man. Do something.
They are NBA players. Listen, Jalen Brunson made boneheads play too. And let me tell you something about Cat, ladies and gentlemen. Who is one of the biggest Cat supporters in this motherfucking building? I've been wanting that dude here for the last 9 years. The dude lived in the town right next to mine. I seen this little kid grow up in high school, everywhere, all the way through college. I'm a big Cat fan, but that don't mean he don't make mistakes. I'm a big Brunson fan. That don't mean he don't make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. They all human. It's not one player out of Knicks I love more than the other. I love all them players the same. All of them.
I like Brunson and Hart the best.
From Tyler Kolek all the way up to Josh Hart. I love all them players the same because they all Knicks players in that Knicks uniform. It's about the name on the front, ladies and gentlemen. They never about the name on the back. But they all Knicks players. I love the campaign just as much as I love Cat. I love campaign just as much as I love Jalen Brunson. Shit, I love Daddy just as much as I love Cat. Same shit. We love the Knicks. We don't love individual players. We got favorite players, but I love the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen.
It's the front of the jersey, Divine.
Jersey,
it's the front.
It ain't about all that other stuff.
It ain't the back. It's the front.
Right. Listen, the Knicks without Cat, Knicks don't go nowhere. Without Brunson, the Knicks don't go nowhere. Plain and simple.
Facts.
Without either one of them dudes, the Knicks go nowhere. You don't have nobody who can replace Cat, and you don't have nobody who can replace Brunson on that team. And that's facts. None. So if we lose Brunson, we fucked. If we lose Cat, we fucked. Because that's how both important they are. They both 1A players. They both top 5 at their positions. I love both of them dudes. Shit, they both mean something to the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. And the Knicks only gonna go far. Them 2 boys take them. But you see what they did last night against a monster team, against a contending team. Our 2 big players, when nobody else in that whole team last night stepped up, but our 2 big players did. That goes to tell you why they 1A. They 1A. That's what they do. That's what they get paid for. That's why they get a bag, because they do what they do. They superstars, star players, all NBA, top of that position. Let's get it, man. Anybody tripping off this stuff? Let's go ahead and make it popping, man. Knicks gonna be good. We're gonna be all right. Shot Powell and Jay Chosen. Everybody, I ain't worried about the Knicks. We just gotta go out there and play hard and make up for the mistakes. And like I said, everybody got strengths and weaknesses. Jalen Brunson got a weakness. He can't defend good. And Cat got a weakness. He can't defend good. Y'all always hear me say on this show, our point of attack is soft and our anchor is soft on the defense side of the ball. I'm saying don't get me wrong, rebounding is defense. So I give Cat kudos for that part of his defense.
Yep.
His Cat's defense, his best defense trait is his rebounding.
His rebounding, yeah.
And that's
when
elite.
and Mitch came back, he became a better offensive rebounder too.
Right. His Cat's defense, his best defense trait is defense, is rebounding. He a lead at that. Cat go hard, ladies and gentlemen. Ain't nobody beating up by nobody, but when the truth is the truth, that was a bad play. It just was. And it was a bad play for Cat. He got to learn how to get up on shooters like that. Make them put that ball on the floor, all of them for that fact, but especially him because he's the one getting kind of critiqued about his defense more than anybody. Jalen Brunson, he ain't a great defender, but you know what? He gets in there, he gets in the lane, he takes charges. Number 2 in the league or number 1 in the league and taking charges. He got a defense weakness, just like Cat got a defense weakness. We need both of them to fix their weaknesses, but until then, we got to live with their weaknesses. That's all. They got some good wings around them. That's the only reason I say start Mitchell Robinson. They chosen and keep because it'll help Cat be more efficient offensively because all he ain't got to burn all his energy trying to stay on the floor.
Defense, yeah.
That's all. That's all it is. That's just to help the team.
Even if it's only 5 minutes to start, even if it's 7 minutes to start, put him in there.
Facts. Yeah, man. But
what's interesting with our team is that our 2 best players are not our best defensive players.
Facts. That's facts right there.
That's interesting. Okay, it makes it interesting because now the other guys on the team have to pick up on that, right? Because they know what maybe Cat, his lateral movement is not as good, so somebody has to get in there and help him. Same thing with Brunson. Now, one thing Brunson does good on the defense is he does take charges. He takes charges. I love him. He stands right in the middle. He takes the charge.
Yep.
So on that one point on defense, he's very good. And it's not like the guys are not trying. They're trying. Believe me, I know they're trying. They're just not that great at it, okay? This is how it works out. But, hey, listen, we'll see how everything comes together. But I like our team. I think our team has a shot. I'm rooting for them, and I'm going to be supporting them all the way through.
I like what D. Ross said. D. Ross said, play like last night and take a few steps. We champs. That's facts. I couldn't agree with him more.
Last night, it take a few.
You got to tighten the bolts, man. You know how
Yeah.
like you got like a bike and the wheel wobbly. We got to tighten the bolts. That's it. You tighten it up. We win that game by a 12. We supposed to have won that game by no less than 7. Yep. The way I was at and how it was coming together. No way.
No way.
And you can't have third quarters like that. I don't care if we play in Detroit, we play in Boston, or we play in motherfucking Charlotte. You can't have that type of third quarter. You got to come out and play with effort.
With effort. Yep. Whole team. Yeah. It's never about one individual. It's never about, because look at, like I said, last night, Mikal had a bonehead play, took his eye off the ball. I don't call it bonehead. He made a mistake. He took his eye off the ball too fast. The ball went out of bounds. Things like that, you know, that don't happen all the time, ladies and gentlemen. But in the heat of the moment, when the pressure builds, that was a pressure moment. 16 seconds left on the clock. You got a chance to tie the game. And you thought the defender was coming at you a certain way, so you took your eye off the ball and looked to see where your defender was at. And you know, and so his eyes wasn't on the ball went out of bounds. That shit happens. You just don't want it to happen that time of the game. But yet that happened in that time of the game. The Anunoby 3-point play. I'm not gonna front. Jason Tatum did a good. Remember when Michael Jordan shoved Brian Russell in the playoff shot powers back in the days when he shoved Brian Russell from the Jazz, pushed that
on Utah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. He threw him across the
Jason Tatum did to Anunoby last night.
That's exactly what he did.
That same
the whole
thing
world saw it. No whistle.
Right.
No whistle.
He did that shit to Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum did Anunoby. Got there, gave him that good shove, pushed him back off his feet, so his momentum was going the other way. He went back that way. So being that his momentum was going forward, Anunoby took Anunoby more time to react to go back the other way. And he knocked it down.
And you know something too?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Plays like that, I never say, "Yo, ref." You know why? Because when we do it, I don't want the whistle blown either.
You don't want the whistle blown either. Yep. What's good for the goose, good for the gander.
Let us truck them. Don't say shit. I'm good with that type of play. That to me, that they gotta have some of that in the NBA. You gotta be able to move and now I feel like, you know, you fought on somebody, you get a technical, you know, right? Boom. You got to be able to shove and move and get yourself around. It's just, I like to see that, to be honest with you. And I would like to see OG get right back up and then went to the coach, but put me on him. You know what I'm saying? Put me on him, you know, and then do something else. You know, it is what it is, man. It's just, I hope that we picked up from it. I don't believe in moral victories. I'm sorry. I just don't believe in moral victories. There was no moral victory in that. The only thing that I saw was what we could have done different and what we could be, but we still lost, and I'm pissed off about it. And that's all right how everybody looks. Everybody got their own opinion. I respect everybody's opinion. But we shouldn't have went to the overtime. There was no business for that foul. And we shouldn't have played that third quarter the way we did. And I think the coach messed up when he didn't put Mikal on the point guard and OG on Tatum for the game, and not have Mitch out there with Cat to step up on Kristoff. Once Kristoff hit a couple of them, by the way, which were wide open, a handful, that was you let them know, okay, you can have these. That's not what you're supposed to do. So learn from that. That's all I'm asking them. I'm not saying that this one did that one, except for that one foul. This one did that one. Just learn from it and get better. You got to get better from your mistakes. If you don't, then you're going to stay the same the whole time.
Yeah. Hey, listen, them guys had a good game. But like I said, Jason Tatum had 4 3-pointers. Derrick White had 4 3-pointers. But Kristaps had 8. 8. Imagine if only Chris, instead of having 8, imagine only Kristaps only had 4. That's a 12-point swing, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm saying. Instead of Kristaps going 8 for 13, what about if he went 4 for 7 or 4 for 8? I don't care, but that was only 4 compared to 8. That's 12 points. Them extra 4 3-pointers is 12 fucking points. We lost by 2 without having a good game.
Miss.
He shot 62%, ladies and gentlemen. That's just unacceptable. I don't care what nobody say. That's unacceptable. I don't care who was guarding him. I don't care if Anunoby was guarding him. Anunoby let Kristaps go 8 for 13 months ago. That's terrible. You got to get up on that dude. What do we do good? Shoot the 3-point shot. He don't put the ball on the floor and gonna shake you, break you down off the dribble, and go in the lane and dunking on you. He don't even got a bag like that, so that you take away his bag. What is his bag? He's a shooter. We'll take away his bag. They didn't take away his bag last night. Kristaps is not hurting you putting the ball on the floor, running down the lane. Just like Mitchell Robinson ain't gonna hurt you putting the ball on the floor, running down the lane. So what you do? You take away what he do best. They just said take away what he do best last night. Let the man come into a place where he played for 4 years on Broadway and knock down 18.
And it felt like 18. Right? They just kept coming and going like, yo, bro.
That's all I'm saying. That's about pride. And like I said, after he hit the first three, y'all had to change that. Tibbs, you, Cat, and Robinson, and anybody, all you want you to change that shit up when he hit them first three.
I'm still second guessing this though, because in my opinion, I don't know why it's not, but since we're talking about the minutes that Robinson played last night, why is he not getting more minutes? You know what I mean? He is still stuck somewhere in between. He is still stuck in between 14 and 18 minutes. And I mean, I think last night he played 18, 19 minutes. I think a game before he played maybe 20 minutes, but he's really been regulated to limited minutes. And I'm not saying because he's injury or nothing like. I'm just saying, I thought right now we could have used him in another 4 or 6 minutes last night. But it's all another thing that we could throw into the pot that makes it smell real good and stuff like that. But that's one of the things that I've been waiting to see the ramp up from Mitchell Robinson, and I haven't seen it yet. Where Mitchell Robinson is playing the back-to-backs now, or is playing 18 to 24 minutes a game now. Mitchell Robinson did state on his Instagram and I think in an interview too, that he wants to get to be able to burn or run or excel at 7 minutes a quarter. You know what I mean? So maybe in himself he doesn't feel that he's right there yet, but I hope that he gets to that 7, 8, 9 minutes a quarter that he wants to get to, because we're gonna need that sooner or later.
And let's put that. Thank you for that, man. This is important too. Like, look what he just says. That the NBA last 2-minute report say Derek White should have been called for a travel on the play that led to Kristaps. I think it's game-winning 3.
He did a.
Yep.
One of those. Yeah, he did one of those.
And we shouldn't have been. I don't even care about that. We shouldn't have been in the position. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go for that. We should not have been there. We should have been up by 10.
We get it. I'm just feeding up on Dias, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. On Dias is one of the best. I'm sorry, it wasn't about you or
it's a lot of things. Yeah. Hey, listen, the Knicks didn't win the game. I'm upset like everybody, but I'm not upset. You know why? I also see what I see, and I know this team is good. Like I said, we're not going to shoot like that every night, ladies and gentlemen. I take all this shit into consideration. The New York Knicks is not going to shoot what they shot every night from the free throw. They're not going to shoot for 3-point line every night like that.
Facts.
I'm not. That's why I'm not upset about it, because I know that literally we beat them. We beat ourselves to lose the game.
Right.
The Boston Celtics did not beat the Knicks like that. Like they went out there and beat them because they better. We beat ourselves last night. And even with the percentages, I'm going to give Boston some credit for that because they're a good defense team. So from a percentage standpoint, I can understand why some of the Knicks shot that way. And our best 2 players were the ones who really had a power. I get it. But from a few mistakes, and like I said, what's been killing us all year, reared his ugly hair last night. Only 3 players: Kristaps Porzingis, Jason Tatum, and Derek White. From that outside, and Drew Holiday shot 50% too. That's what they do. They number 1 shooting 3-point team in the league. That's what they do. These who the Boston Celtics are. They're the number 1 3-point shooting team in the NBA. They throw up there 54 clip every night.
Facts.
And we still lost by 2. And our defense still only held in the 107 in regulation. I understand Jaylen Brown started, though. Jaylen Brown started the game.
They only had 107 points.
Right. Our defense held the number 1 3-point shooting team, one of the top scoring teams in the league, to 107 in regulation. That means something to that. You have to take them little things out of it too. Say, damn, you know what? If one for this here or that, just take it. It could have went a lot of ways, but I'm happy we only lost by 2. I'm happy our guys competed. We had a chance to literally to win the game. We had the game in our control.
We did.
They didn't take it from us. We had the game in our control. You know what I mean? And so I'm always happy about that, man. Just knowing that how we played that night. The loss hurts. It does. You know how bad we wanted that game, ladies and gentlemen. But you got to look at some of the good things out of that shit too, though. Even if the bad outweighed the good last night, you still got to take some of the good shit out of that last night. Look.
Let me just say something.
I gotta get ready to go.
We would have lost.
Go ahead, Shaw, man. I see you, brother. I see you on the next one.
I gotta get ready to go.
I'll see you tomorrow, bro.
All right. Knicks Real Talk on tomorrow. Come check us out. Thank you guys for coming on. I'll talk to y'all a little bit in the background.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Peace.
Blessings.
Be good. Talk to you soon, brother.
You know it.
Always.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Listen, I think what really, really I'm mostly mad about, if we would have lost, let's say we was down by like 14, not for stupid moves. They just were playing better than we were at half. I wouldn't be mad we lost this game, right? And I wouldn't be mad we lost this game by 2 points. That means that we fought hard coming back from starting off a different way. You get what I'm saying? We were already losing, and we fought hard to do that. But we were winning, and then we had a stinker of a third quarter, which always pisses me off because I'm like, bro, you're winning. You're at halftime. You go in there, you got to pep yourself up and come out and at the very least match them. Because if you match them from that point on, then you just win the game by whatever you left it off at the half.
That's right.
So if we were losing that game or whatever, and then we came back and we lost by 2, fine. I would have said, good game. Damn, I wish we'd have won that game. We had no business losing that game, period. And you add on to it who we were playing, to me, the importance of that and all the other stuff like that. Yes, of course. I'm going to tell you a couple things I took for granted. Now I see we tighten the ship up a little bit. There's no doubt in my mind we can beat this team. I also believe that other people should have played too, right? Like if they helped us get to a certain point and they played well, give them a little run. Give them a tiny bit of run. Some people are getting tired. If they're getting tired, we have a couple people who play some good defense, right? You like Shammer, DeLon plays some good defense. Give them like a couple minutes, just a couple minutes. Throw them in there. Throw them on those wings real quick. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Well, I'm mad we lost, but I'm not mad we lost to the Celtics. I hate that. I'm just mad at the way we lost. We had no business to lose that game. We were playing a great game.
Yeah. Hey, for me, you know what? For me, I don't have a problem with nothing happened last night because the reason why the New York Knicks had a couple of mishaps that lost the game. It wasn't like they played. Listen, that team played. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't go get the Boston Celtics and only lose by 2, and you don't have and Keith, you don't have a good game you can't beat a good team like that, a great team like that, if your guy is not hitting shots. Because this is a miss or make lead. Am I right or wrong? This is a miss or a make lead.
That right.
That's all it is. You make the shot or you don't make this. It's a miss and make lead, ladies and gentlemen. What happened last night? We missed shots. They made shots. They shot 39% from downtown. We shot 29% from downtown. Make or miss. They shot 80-something% from the free throw. We shot 63% from the free throw. Make or miss. It's a miss and make lead. Point blank. We wouldn't have put ourselves in these situations if we would have got some buckets. That's all. At a percentage level. So we wouldn't have to exhort Cat. We wouldn't have to depend on Cat having to get 34 or that we want him to get that. But let's say if Cat would have got 24 but Mikal would have had 18. Or Anunoby might have had closer with one of his games that he had prior to not having a good game last night, then that means the whole team was involved, and it might have been different. But unfortunately, we shot terrible from the chatty stripe. Like Jay told us to say, we always, we don't make them free throws. It's going to be a long night. And if we don't hit them shots from downtown, it's going to be a long night because we are not a good three-point guarding team from downtown. So there you go right there. We didn't shoot well from three, and we didn't defend well from three. We didn't shoot chatty stripe shots well, and they shot theirs well. They went to the free throw line, they got their free throws. We went to the free throw line, and we didn't go enough last night because we normally do more than that. So see, them things have led to the reason why I'm not too worried about this thing. While I'm looking at it just through the lens of basketball, even though they didn't have Brown the whole game, but remember, if Brown would have played, that don't mean Kristaps Porzingis would have had 8 threes neither, because a lot of them touches would have been Brown shots. Who would say with Brown ailing the way he ailing that his shots would have went down?
Yeah. So Hartford didn't play, by the way, Divine.
Right. So the reason why Kristaps Porzingis had them many shots, because you know what? Brown didn't get no shot. He wasn't there, and Hartford. So they used his skill set to get them buckets. He got them. So you got to give him credit for that. But if I guarantee you, if Hartford and Brown would have played, that whole thing could have went different, and it still could have went in our favor. Because you just the way the ball bounces to me. So we just got to be better and better at the next game, man. When we get in the playoff, make sure we don't want to be one night we smoking and one night we not. That's what we don't. That's all. We don't want to be hot one night, cold the next night. Then I think we go home. But if we can find a consistent way to stay around 36, like Shop House, they have 37% from the 3-point line, and try to guard the 3-point line a little bit, NFL, then I'm good with this stuff. I really am. As long as we can do them two things, because that's our Achilles heel. Our Achilles heel is all year 3-point defense. In defense, period. So I think if we can fix them two things, I think we'd be okay. We still scored 117, though we really scored 107, but we scored 10 in overtime. I think we scored 7 in overtime. Though we still scored 110, but we averaged 117, 116 a game this season. But we took our average to overtime to get our average last night, and that's not good because we didn't shoot good from the floor. Like I said, 3 players. Cat and Brunson the only ones doing what they're doing. Everybody else's numbers was kind of pathetic, except for Mitchell Robinson, where he get a high percentage shot anyway. So there you go. To me, that was in a nutshell. And to be able to do that and only lose by 2 to Boston Celtics says a lot about the character of this team. They made some mistakes. They got to get better, but they ain't ducking nothing. And I'm happy about that, man. So disappointed with the loss because I'll be bad. I want to beat them Beantown Jokers, man. I wanted to beat them bad, bro. So, but unfortunately, it didn't go that way. So, we live to fight another day. But tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, Knicks, Detroit Pistons. Let's try to get this one. Regardless who not there, who there, we just gonna go out there and play. I think Pressure 2 are gonna full in for Anunoby tomorrow, probably. He gets some burn tomorrow. You probably see somebody else. You might see Dylan Wright tomorrow. Take some of Josh Hart's minutes, probably. I
hope he do play.
Yeah, I'm quite sure he will. And Mitchell Robinson not playing, so we're gonna be 3 down rotation players. So he's gonna play 3 other players. That's a gimme right there. And that's why I want to see that game tomorrow, because you go in there and beat Detroit without Anunoby and Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson. Y'all better take nothing to me about no playoffs. So, but Keith, give me your last words, man. We're gonna get up out of here, man. And get ready for tomorrow for sure.
Yeah. I think that because we're finally getting our team together. Okay, these guys haven't really played together all year. Mitchell Robinson just got back, right? These other guys got injured. Brunson got injured. So I think we still need to gel a little bit better and get the team together. So it's going to be very important that these guys do play minutes with each other, man. I think it's very important. I like to rest these guys, and I think that was what happened last night. Cat and Mikal Bridges on that pass, he wasn't ready for that pass. So I think the team still has to gel together. I think it's going to take a little time. And we need Mitchell Robinson. I think he's a key player. Yeah, he's a role player. Somebody's saying he's a role player. He's one of the better defenders in the game, one of the better rebounders in the game. if you're gonna poo-poo him and just say he's a role player, but he is one of the better defender players, one of the better rebounders in the game, and we need him on the floor to beat these elite teams. And it just turns out that our two best players happen to be not our best defensive players. So it makes it very interesting to see what happens, right? But that's what we need a team. The team has to come together. I hope I see it. I hope the coach can bring the team together. I think we have a shot. Okay, I really do. But like people are pointing out, we're 0-9 against the better teams right now, the elite teams, right? So we got work to do. We have work to do. So I think the team is there. I think we're not that far apart, like some people are saying here. I think we're very close. I think we got a shot. Okay, if I had to bet, probably I wouldn't bet the Knicks to win a chip. But I think we're going to play real good. I think we have a shot. I really do. I love the team. I support the team. Let's go Knicks, man. Let's go.
Yeah, I second everything you said right now.
Yeah,
Everything you said, I second that. No doubt about it. Regardless of what, this thing wasn't built for it wasn't built for the short term. It's built for the long haul. Obviously, the Knicks, even they wasn't projected to win a ring this year. I haven't heard nobody in the NBA say the Knicks was going to win a ring this year. Not even in here we said that. But I did say at the beginning of the season, I wanted to see Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals. But unfortunately, the Eastern Conference Final, we got to play them in the second round, maybe. So my status about the team didn't change because I just thought that I think we would have been able to get to the Eastern Conference Final to meet them dudes. That was I was hoping for this year. So even if we got to play them in the second round, I'm expecting the same thing I would expect in the third round. I think the Knicks would have played them dudes 7 games and made the best man win. That's how I was looking at it. That was my take. If the Knicks go 7 against Boston, anything can happen. If they beat us, they got the home court advantage in 4 games. That's how I was looking at it. And last night, to me, this was to show me that, okay, you know what? If this was the playoffs last night and we didn't make the areas, then we would have won our home game in the playoffs against Boston. That would have been a home court win for the Knicks. If it was a playoff series, then they go to Boston win theirs or whatever. So, but at the same time, if that was a playoff that we lost our first home game at home, that would have been kind of devastating. But we don't have home court advantage, so it wouldn't have been the case. If Boston played the first 2 at home, then we come to the Garden. So I don't think this is going to be some 4-1 thing against Boston against the Knicks or 4-2. I don't believe that. I think we're a bit of a team for that. For me personally, anyway. But Jay Chola, give me a last word, my brother. We get up out of here.
Well, after last year, I think that that most people expected them to become at the very least, the Eastern Conference Final contending team. At the very least, should have did last year. Could have won the whole thing last year, in my opinion. So if you're doing that, you want to only get better. I do also agree with both of you that we're also putting a team together for the future, right? So, again, 2 things could be right at the same time. The future looks bright, and we're not even in the playoffs yet. So who knows what's going to happen then? We might put on a show for the ages that people have no idea about. And as far as Mitch goes, maybe Mitch is still hurting a tiny bit, but came back because they needed him to come back and to get ready and get himself inside that, to get ready for the end of this year. And you can't do that by not playing basketball. So he came back. So he's playing 12, 15 minutes, and that's what he's doing. My best hypothesis is that he's not still 100%, but he's 100% a Knick, and he's trying his best out there, and he's putting his best foot forward, and he's always doing that. I'm not like a lot of people, where I just root for one person. I'm a Knicks fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Knicks guy. I like you said earlier, the Kolik, that when you ran down that whole list or whatever it might be, there's not one person brought us anywhere this year.
Facts. Team.
All right. Not one person brought us anywhere. Did did the addition of Cat help? It helped. But, of course it helped. I mean, if you look at it right now, comparatively to where Randall is right now, it helped. But we definitely needed somebody next to him. He needs to play his natural position.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And I also think that Brunson needs to play his natural position, which is a combo guard. He doesn't necessarily always have to have the ball in his hand. He can move around. So,
yeah, it's so many variables.
It's crazy. I'll just say this: I enjoyed the game. I hated to see the dumb foul. It really ticked me off. But I see a lot of potential facing them. And we're going to run through Detroit. And if they're sitting there at the other end of the tunnel,
let's get it. Let's just get it.
Get them. That's it. Let's fight your faces off.
That's what it's all about. Let me tell you something.
So, guys, thank you.
Yep, I'm not. Nick shouldn't be ducking nobody smoke. I don't care if it's Boston, Cleveland. I don't care who it is. If that's who you're gonna play, that's who you go out there and match up against, and you try your best to give them the business. You don't walk life ducking nobody. That means you're a punk. You don't walk the life. You don't live life ducking anybody. Bring it on. Let's get it. Let's see what make it happen. The New York Knicks, I don't give up with Boston in the first round. That's who you play in the first round. You go against Boston, you bring your A game, let's get it. If y'all beat us, then you beat us. If not, then we gonna beat y'all. That's what it's all about to me anyway. I don't care if we get Boston in the first, second, third, whatever. I don't care what jersey on the Knicks play that game, that series. Let's go out there and play New York Knicks basketball and bring your A game and see if you can knock these dudes out the box. That's it. I don't care who it is. Cleveland, Boston, Detroit, fucking Indiana. Don't matter. Go in there and play.
Globetrotters, bring anybody on this one.
Yeah, bring anybody.
Bring them all on. Yeah,
bring anybody on. Who cares? You could bring on anybody. You bring OKC. You ain't ducking no smoke. If you duck smoke, then it's something wrong with you. You know what I mean?
Man.
You ain't ducking no smoke. Knicks ain't ducking no smoke. Knicks is good, man. That game last night, don't tell me nothing. Like Jason Tatum said in the postseason interview, that these regular season games don't mean nothing. Just because we beat them in the regular season 4 times don't mean we're going to beat them in the playoff. And he even said that last night himself because that's true. When you play somebody one game, then you don't see them for another 3 months, that don't mean that you totally know and understand what that team is about. But when you play somebody night after night after night after night, you get to make adjustment on that same team that you're going to play again tomorrow. You get to go in the thing and say, okay, the next game, we got to take away this. You get to make adjustments against these dudes, just like they make adjustments against us.
Shit, I can't wait for the playoffs now. Sorry to interrupt. I can't even wait for it now. Yo, they an hour away or 2 on a freaking, on their jet. They could rest. They could watch them. I want to play them now. Put them first. I don't even give a shit. Put them first.
Yeah, let's get it. Well, listen, y'all enjoy it, man.
Hello, guys. God bless.
And appreciate you coming in, man. The door is always open, brother. Anytime you come in, you come on in and
thank you, brother.
Yep, and I'll see you next time.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna get very interesting.
It is, man. It really is. I'm looking forward to it. This is my favorite time of the year, man. For real. But y'all enjoy.
All right, brother.
Jay, how you one second.
Jay, take care, buddy.
You too, brother.
Take care.
Chat, thank y'all for coming in, man. Real talk, man. We here just vibing, doing what we do. Joey, what's good? Salute to the whole chat, man. I know I didn't get to call y'all out in the chat name, why, but I salute to everybody in there. I thank y'all for coming in and supporting the show, man. You see our passion, ladies and gentlemen. We just passionate guys, And listen, we ain't the end all be all to this stuff, but we passionate guys. We love our team. We love what we do, and we always gonna root for the Knicks. I'm always rooting for the Knicks. I don't care if they got the sorriest team in the league. I'm rooting for them guys every night. I don't care who in that franchise, who the coach is. I don't care who the player. I'm rooting for the Knicks every day because I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Knicks fan, diehard Knicks fan. Real talk. I don't care if you got I don't care if it's Miller. I don't care if it's Derek Fisher. I'm rooting for the Knicks because I'm a fan.
Novak.
Right. I don't care if it's Derek Fisher. I don't care if it's Kurt Rambis. I don't care who it is. But if that orange and blue come on, I want them to win that game, man. That's just how I get down. You know what I mean? And there you go. David Fisdale, too. It don't matter. I want the Knicks to be good, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to see another championship ring before I leave this planet. I'm going to keep
rooting. Man, who you telling?
The New York Knicks fan base deserves to see a championship. That's all we want to see. I don't care about all the other shit. Before we leave this planet, I want all 5 branches of the military to be in New York for the parade because they're going to tear it down. So get the Navy, Army, Air Force, National Guards, whatever. When that day the New York Knicks win that ring, y'all better be in New York. Because it's about to go down in New York City. So let's get it, man. We just need
to rent me a room right on the canyon, right there.
Yeah, right there. We just want to ring. We passionate guys who just want to ring, man. We just love New York Knicks.
Man.
It's a way of life for me. It's like I put on my shoes. It's Knicks basketball to me. Truly, real talk. New York Knicks basketball is implemented.
We will wrestle.
Yeah, the New York Knicks basketball is implemented into the way I live my life. Believe it or not. I have a certain time in an hour or 2 hours of my life every day that I spend time with the Knicks. So that's how much I love them because I've been watching since I was a baby. So let's get it, man. We just want to just go out here and hope our team do well, man. And that's all it is. And make sure that they try to be the best they can be at what they do, man. We know this team ain't win no chip this year. They just got together. Now, a lot of Boston and all the guys been together all these years. Jason Tatum, Brown, all them dudes been together for years. So they we just building this thing. So it's gonna take time. But I guarantee that we get there, and I guarantee we get there with Cat and Brunson.
Right.
I think Cat and Brunson will get the New York Knicks a playoff, get us a championship.
Yep. And in my personal 2 favorites is, Brunson and OG. So, I think they're gonna definitely, and Cat playing it, he playing the way he play. 100%. I'm with you 100%. Yeah, there's no reason they can't do it. Yeah. I've got to see. Look, they're already watching tape. I'm not even talking about yesterday anymore. I'm talking about tomorrow. They're already watching the tape. They only lost by 2. That was a full game. They played hard. They didn't use some of their bench. They didn't use some of their bench. Brown didn't play. And it was a good game. Some silly mistakes. Tighten that up. Who's to say what's to happen in a 7-game series? Who's to say? I don't know.
Anything can happen, man.
I don't know.
I think they showed me last night that we got the same weapons they got, ladies and gentlemen. That's real talk there. One thing I can say, Jay, they got 2 dudes. They got Jason Tatum and they got Jaylen Brown. We got Cat and we got Brunson. To me, that's a wash right there. That's a wash. Whatever Jason Tatum got last night, Cat got that last night. Yeah. Or let's say whatever Porzingis got last night, Cat got last night. Whatever Jason Tatum got last night, Brunson got it last night.
Yep.
No, we still that's facts. Anunoby and Mikal game that would normally give you what White and
Holiday and company and all that. Yeah. I'm with you on that.
We got guys that could do the same thing they do. And 100%. And even our bench last night, even though they didn't play well from an offense standpoint, but what did I say? And I keep saying it. We got enough on the second unit to help guard the Pritchards of the world, the Howlers of the world. They did that last night.
Right. That's all I want to see. See, what I'm saying to you is it really wasn't about – I see all that. Mm-hmm. And then the 1A, the 1C, who's been playing like a 1, and that was Porzingis last night. He played like a 1C. You know what I'm saying? Like, so sometimes you see that. Sometimes you just got to take somebody out, put somebody in somebody else's face, see the transition. I'm interested to see what Tom does during that time. Everybody has to learn from that moment. Great game. Again, the way we lost did it for me, but it did give me as well hope, because then you looked at the way it was with the team a little bit healthier, everybody there, whatever it might be, and without a stupid foul, we win. Game is over. Yeah. Win, game over.
Yep. Different tune in here. If Knicks win that game, and you know what everybody in the chat will be saying today right now? If Knicks won that game last night, they be feeling like us. Then everybody be feeling like us.
Yep.
They be feeling like us. So I don't have a problem with the way we do. I don't have a problem because I think they didn't beat us last night. We beat ourselves. I mean, obviously they beat us because they scored their points. They got their point.
What you're saying makes sense. What
makes
100% sense.
The turnovers. Yeah, the turnovers and a little bit of the miscues on certain things. Like they didn't do that to us, we did that to ourselves. And I think from that standpoint, I got a lot of optimism, and we'll see how it goes, man. I'm gonna say optimistic about the team. I like where we at. Jay told it. We are 50-29, 21 games over 500. Had a good year, man. Had a good year, peaks and valleys, but more peaks than valleys. We 21 games better than we lost. So I'm good. I'm good, man. I just want to see us keep winning, keep getting better. Let our two big dudes lead us to the promised land, man, one day. And I think Jalen Brunson and Big Cat gonna do that for us. I'm comfortable. And though they got their flaws, but that one little flaw that Jalen Brunson and Cat have defensively, do not take away the 9 other great flaws, not other great things they do. Okay, you want to say they both don't play good defense, but so that don't bother me because they can do a lot of other things that's more important than defense. They do good. Like Jalen Brunson and Cat can score the ball. They do that good. Them cats, they can get down at their position, top 5 in the NBA on each position. So there's a lot of things they do good. We got to find a way to help them on that defense side of the ball, because it's just rough for me having a point of attack that's defense is kind of hard to kind of suspect, and we having our anchor defense is kind of suspect. So our 2 best players at that possession, they just not above average at that position, and that's the only critique I got with them 2. Other than that, I don't have no issue with him on Cat or Jalen Brunson. Them boys just can play basketball. They can play basketball. They good at what they do.
But they superstar on the other side.
Right.
They're not above average on one thing, but they superstars on the other side.
The other side. There you go. So I'm good.
Very few people do. Like let's say that, all jokes aside, OG could keep like them dunks, and he's got that 25 points a game, maybe about 8 rebounds and 5 assists, along with 2 steals and locking down the best player. Very few people are superstars like that. On both sides.
Yeah.
The reason why Michael Jordan, to me, was the best who ever did it, he was first team on both sides. First team on the offensive, first team in defense.
Yep.
And I hated his damn face.
Yeah.
But I respected the hell out of his game.
Yeah. Only time I
And
love
I
Michael
still hate his face. Yo.
You know what? Only time I ever loved Michael Jordan because he was a Tar Heel. And I'm a Tar Heel fan, but once he got to the NBA,
Right, you done there.
When he got to the NBA, because he would beat my Knicks up, man. I was like, yo,
man. I'm a Michigan and St. John's fan, so then I'm watching my man Ewing come in from Georgetown. I'm like, do I like him? And then he played. I'm like, I love this dude, man. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. No, listen, I understand everybody point in the chat, man. But a size 9, I agree with you. It took Celtics 6 years to get to where they at. Like they didn't just win this one night. Like I said, this takes time. But the Knicks got a good blueprint, though. Jay Chosen. They got a good blueprint there. Yep. New York Knicks is maybe one move away. Could be one move away from winning everything. And it might not even be nothing to do with the starting lineup. I don't have a problem with Bridges. I don't. But let's say if somebody come in here that could do what Bridges doing more but do it consistently, then you have to think about it. You have to think about it.
I think about it. There's only certain people I would not think about moving at all. But definitely, I think about that one. If he was better, if he upgraded our team, I would do that 100%. But that's what it's about. That's what sports about. You know what I'm saying? So look, man.
I agree with AP. They just got to fix the bench in a sense where what the Knicks don't have on their bench. I'm gonna tell you what they don't have on their bench. I like their bench from a defense standpoint. They don't have a bucket getter. They got guys who can shoot a 3-point shot, but they need a bucket getter. Like this dude can score inside, outside, up, hit you from every angle on some Method Man shit. You know what I mean? They need to do
hit you from every angle.
They need a guy who can get it upside, downside, inside, or
outside. Hitting you from every angle. Because
that's what they need, man. You know what I mean? Man. Salute the Method Man, but I'm saying that's what they need. They don't have a scorer. They got shooters. They need a scorer on that bench. I think, like I said, when the shot clock is down to 10 seconds, give me the ball. I'll go ISO and get you a bucket.
You don't got a clutch 6-man.
Yeah.
They don't have a real clutch 6-man who could come in and actually be that guy. And that's the difference with last year's team, too. when the bench was Hart and Debo on the bench.
Right.
We knew we had people that could come in and rebound, have energy, shoot the three, do all that. We had two of them on the bench, 2, 6, and 6A on the bench coming off there. We don't have that right now.
Yeah, they need a bucket getter. Like I said, Shaman.
And AP, I agree with that. I'm sorry. McBride did not level up this year. He was supposed to level up. He didn't level up this year. But he's been through a lot of injuries too. Not that I'm not giving him excuses. He's supposed to have leveled up.
What
we'll see.
Yeah, I think the reason why the Knicks kept Deuce McBride, ladies and gentlemen, is not about his offense, though. That's not what he's getting paid for.
About what? What part? I didn't hear that.
He's not getting paid for his offense. New York Knicks paid
he was supposed to
$3 million, $4 million because the defense is elite. Just like Mitchell Robinson, they don't pay Mitchell Robinson for his offense. They pay Mitchell Robinson for his defense. Deuce McBride defense is elite. He got better at what he do, shooting the ball and all that. But think about it, ladies and gentlemen. The man made $3 million. He made $3 million, $4 million. I mean, he's an inconsistent player like all of them are. They're all inconsistent. That's the problem. A lot of them one night on, one night off. But you asking these $1 million, $2 million players to go out there and beat these guys who they're not. They're not them dudes. And now I think Deuce McBride is I think he's a $10 million player. But I do think the Knicks kept Deuce McBride because his on-ball defense is that good. Now I think that's what it has been, But like I said, I think his 3-point shot was good at the beginning of the season, but them hamstrings and them growing injuries takes you out of rhythm, ladies and gentlemen. You play 10 games, then you sit 5 or you sit 3, come back trying to get back in the rhythm. Next thing you know, you out again. This has been the most I've ever seen Deuce McBride injured in the season. But yeah, I don't think he playing the basketball that he should have played. He could have played better, but I think because his offense games came a long way. I mean, remember this dude was 30-something pick 2, whatever, 20-something. It's not like the thing about the Knicks to me, Jay Chosen. This is no knock on them, but everybody on our bench make about $2 million. We forgetting about that too. We asking guys like we got to be Kelly Oubre, who making $15 million. We asking guys like Shaman and Campaign to be guys in the NBA who making like 10, 12, 13 million. Them guys making $2 million.
How much is Monk making? Do you know?
Who? Monk is over double digit. He about 10, 13, 14.
Something like that, right? 12 million?
Yeah, them guys, but them dudes is Malik Monk is on him and Uber. But that's what I'm trying to say. Believe it or not, other than Mitchell Robinson, nobody make over $6 million.
Yep.
That's why I always say sometimes you got to give Tom Thibodeau credit too. He taking a massive starting lineup with a $2 million bench with no Robinson, without Mitchell Robinson all year long. No Mitchell Robinson all year. Pressure Two is $6 million. Landry Shaman $2 million. Campaign $2 million. Deuce McBride $3 million a year. Yep. You ask them to take these subpar players.
Yep, subpar, very subpar.
Subpar players, and still got 50 wins. Yep. The same thing he did the year when he came here. Julius Randle $19 million. Reggie Bullock $4 million. Alfred Payton $5 million. Who else? Alex Burke $5 million. Niles Well $5 million. RJ Barrett's second year $9 million. All these mediocre players.
Yep, no, you're right.
And he's getting the best out of all of them. He is getting the best out of all of them. He really is. So that's why I said I think this thing is just starting. I really do. Now let's go into next year. Now won't be no excuse. They played the whole year together. Let's see. You got to give Leon Rhoden time to build this thing. I think they at a point now where they're ready to strike. Let's see what happens next year.
I think they have the little moves too. I think are going to help. The off season is crucial. The off season is crucial.
Yeah,
Look, we're not there yet, though.
Yeah. And let me just correct something. What I mean by subpar this here. 1 minute they have a good game. 1 minute they have a good game. The next day they stink it up. They might have 2 good games. Then the next 3 games they stink it up. So that's to me that's mediocre. That's mediocre because I don't care how long you've been in the league, but what you doing that year. This year our bench. The reason why they 30th in the league, ladies and gentlemen, 30th in the league in scoring. Like we said, we just trying to. I'm just trying to let you know what the reason why I think we putting a lot of pressure on our bench. Our bench is 30th in the league in scoring. That's the lowest team scoring in the NBA. Maybe it might be because we might got to start a lineup that scores so much. They might not don't really necessarily do it like that, but they are one of the worst scoring teams in the league. But they do a lot of other things good. Like I said, you look at these numbers. Look at all these guys' numbers every game this year. They had way more less good games than they had. They had more bad games than good games, and we still found a way to win these games because we got some elite guys in the starting lineup. But make no mistake about it. We don't have. We talk about our bench all the time because it's for real. The numbers don't lie. Our scoring on our bench is not that productive. Whether it's Deuce McBride, whether it's Campaign, whether it's whoever, you might get them for a game. You might break out with 20 that night, but then what's going to happen the next game? Well, we had to see. But I think that got a lot to do with the money that's in that bench. So next year, you got a chance to revamp that whole bench. Why? Because all of them are 1-year deals, every one of them, and Mitchell Roberts is on aspiring. So that's why you got to give these guys time. Campaign's on aspiring, Wright on aspiring, Shaman on aspiring, with Pressure Chua on aspiring, and Mitch is on aspiring. Mitch being
right.
Yeah, so they have. See, that's why it's only 1 year. I'm happy with what Knicks did this year for this first year. They put this thing together. First year, all these guys been together and they accomplished this. That says a lot about this team to me. That you brought 9 new players to your team, a whole new starting lineup, and you still got to where you at. That's pretty dope to me. So let's see, man. Let's hope these guys turn this thing around, man, and get in the playoffs and get it popping. And if we do that, we'd be okay. So we definitely going to get out of here. We just was chopping it up, man. But thank all y'all, man. Everybody's thoughts and opinions matter in this show. We don't take nobody's stuff for granted. We just want to make sure that we go ahead and get it, man. Like I said, nobody perfect. Our coach ain't perfect. Our players ain't perfect. Everybody make mistakes. They're human beings. It don't matter. You know what I mean? But the numbers don't lie. I'm like, listen, we don't got to be the biggest Ted fan. And I know the man ain't perfect, but I don't think we had a coach. Not too many coaches came to New York and did what he did. Jeff Van Gundy, only 24 wins behind Jeff Van Gundy in the same amount of time, and never had teams that Jeff Van Gundy had. Never had the players that Jeff Van Gundy had. Didn't have a Patrick Ewing. Didn't have a Latrell Sprewell. Didn't have a Allen Houston. None of these guys. Tibbs is they never have a team like Jeff Van Gundy and Raleigh never had. So you can't even compare that. You know what I mean? These guys had one of the greatest centers that ever played a game. But now, hopefully, by the end of his career, Cat will go down all to be one of the greatest centers that ever played a game. But the difference is this year, we only had him for 70-something games already. Let's wait till we be here 2 more years. So I think we're on the right track. Tibbs got something to work with now. That's why I don't got no excuse for him this year, Jay Choden, because I'm not expecting Tibbs to win a championship, but there was no excuse to go deep because he got a good team. He got a good stint. But even though our bench is suspect, a little bit here and there offensively. I like our bench defensively, but offensively, our bench, they suspect. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing wrong with that. It is what it is.
It is what it is. If you can eyeball test, if you can't see it, I don't know, man. What you just said just hit it, nail on the head. It is what it is. And then I think it was AP or somebody said, and what I do too. But you know what? If he steps up and he does different things, we'll see. He was supposed to come in and play elite wing defense. It wasn't.
Yeah.
OG showed us something different, and maybe he couldn't do it. Shine. We don't know what's happening, and they're humans too. So, you know what? I'm gonna tell you this, man. We get excited when Leon makes a trade. Now we have Cat. Scored his first few games. He's dropping 38 and 16. He's got all this other stuff going on. Brunson getting 27 and 10. They running and gunning, and they got all this stuff happening. Right? OG doing this and we doing that. And we fighting. At one point, man, we 2 games behind Boston. We doing all that. All of a sudden, one person go down for a little while, another person, and we did that all without any center, without any backup, really any backup combo guard and no backup power forward. And come on, man, and we're here where we are, man.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Tied for the same thing when we had a better team last year. I mean, not a better team, better bench last year. It's tough. It's tough, baby. I'm telling you right now. I know we're talking about next year already, and I don't like doing that because we just played a game, and if it wasn't for us, not us, the team, we would have won.
Yep.
The team won and lost that game.
Yeah, oh man, I wanted that one.
Oh man,
I wanted that game like a month.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Out of all games, I wanted that. Well, no, I wanted Jay Choke because of the way the game was going. They was going at it. That was a playoff type of basketball game last night. They throwing blows. Knicks throw a blow. Knicks go down. They come back up fighting. Boston get a lead. Knicks get back in. It was just like a slugfest, man. I was like, yo, this is what you pay to watch. That's what you pay to watch. That Boston, I don't care. That's why I want them in that series. That will probably be one of the best series in the NBA playoffs this year. That would be one for the David trying to knock off Goliath, or however you want to put about out with the old in with the new.
Yeah.
I want to. That's why I don't care about Boston in the second round. I know if you don't win a championship, it don't matter what round you bail out into me, the main, because you want to win the ring. So if you go to
right,
the
I mean, it is what it is.
yeah, you don't win that chip.
Exactly.
If you don't win that chip, it really doesn't. From a stepping stone perspective, it matters. But if the Knicks get to the second round and go 7 games, deep 7. And last game, one of them win that game, I ain't gonna be mad because I wanted Knicks to play them in the third round this year. I thought Knicks would get to the third round. It would have been Knicks and Boston. Cleveland had a different message for us, you know what I mean, which we didn't know about.
Right, exactly. Look, I was hurt last year, and we only had 5.5 guys playing. Right, I was hurt in that 7th game because I knew what we could have did with 2 more people, just two more people playing. It didn't happen. So this year, we're building a team. They're new to each other. They're still playing. It's 82 games out of a lifetime. These other guys have played 82 games 7 years straight.
7, 5, 4, yep. 3, yep.
You know what? And we still did what we did. So, it is what it is. AP, I'm down with you. I get it. I'm a Ranger fan too. I really like Rangers playoffs. I don't really watch hockey during the year, but the playoffs are dope. And yeah, man, and my teams haven't won in a while. I want them to win.
I think Rangers will be okay, though. I think Rangers will be okay. I think if the Rangers get in there, then I'm not worried about them.
They're at the teeter-totter. They're teeter-totter.
Yeah. If they get in there, it's no time to turn around, I hope. If they make it in there, the playoffs, like I said, yeah, you're right. Either New York Rangers to see a 76ers. I feel you. I feel you on that one. But you know what? Metropolitan sports popping, though. Yankees popping, Mets popping.
Yeah, man.
You're
right about that.
Yeah, Knicks popping, Nets not. But, last couple of years, the Metropolitan been popping, man. Yankees had it going on last year. Knicks had it going on this year. I love to see a Subway Series this year. The Yankees and Mets, that'll be dope for New York. Love to see the Knicks get deep. That'd be dope for New York. And so on. And Liberty won it last year. We had a good year last year in sports, man. It's just that we didn't reach where we wanted to go with a couple of teams. But for the most part, I think the Mets did good last year. Yankees did good last year. Liberty definitely did good last year. They won their thing.
The Dodgers really bought everybody.
Right.
But we beat the Dodgers 2 games, and the Yankees only beat them 1 game. So, it is what it is. And yeah, we can't hit and we can't, whatever. But we're first. We're in first place. So
it's early.
Yakety jack that, my man. Bow.
It's early. Both teams going.
I want to see them though. You're right. I would like to see them in the you know what? I would have loved to have seen them in the World Series last year. But let's see them this year. And you're right about that. My Giants and the Jets. Oh my! We can't talk football. They are horrible, man.
Hey, Chris, but you just got to replace me. You got to replace me with the. I'm all the teams you like right now. Like I said, I'm just a Met fan. That's all because I've been watching. I grew up watching the Mets big time and all that good stuff. But man, the New York sports is New York. The Metropolitan got some good sports team. I'm glad to be a part of New York, the Metropolitan area, because when New York sports teams do good, the league do good. You know what I mean? Especially when the Knicks playing good. And that's why, I'm glad that our team is playing good. Because, think about this here. Much as we up here harping on the Knicks this year, can you imagine if we were still within the Derek Fisher mode? We were still in Kurt, what's his name? Jeff Hornacek mode, Kurt Rambis
and Hornacek.
Imagine we were still in that mode, Fizdale mode. man, we light years away from that. And oh my God, man. What this guy did, I don't think you could put all them coaches' records together from in between Mike Woodson and Tom Thibodeau. You could put all them coaches' record together, and they still won't catch these guys. For real. You add up all them dudes over the last 8-9 years record, and still don't catch Tom Thibodeau record. That's how bad we was, ladies and gentlemen. But we rode it, we ride or die with him though. You know, we still ride or die. I love the Alpha Payne team. I loved the Kevin Knox teams and all that. I wasn't mad at that.
Oh yeah. And the Clay Anthony Earlys and all those teams. Those are great.
Dotson, Damian Dotson. I love seeing all the young guys get down. I just love the orange and blue, man. So I love watching because I know they was trying. They were trying, but they just didn't have it. Hey, Ron said Knicks, Giants, and Yankees. Yeah, man. Real talk, man. But yeah, I was sports head in general. But you know, put like this here. If the Mets is not in the World Series or something, then I definitely want the Yankees to win. See, that's the type of guy I am. If the Mets say that, I'm gonna tell you why. Because they winning it for the city, not from a fan perspective. Like I'm not the reason why I don't hate the Yankees. I'm a Met fan, so I don't hate the Yankees because why should I hate the Yankees? They never did shit to me. I'm just a Met fan, but I don't hate the Yankees. I don't
like Yankee fans.
Hey,
that's what
I don't root for them every day, but I don't have no problem with their team because back in the day when they had Chris Chambliss and all them dudes, man, they were at the Mariota. They was legit. They was that team.
You know who I liked? I respected a lot, Mariano Rivera. So that guy. Yes. But there was something about him that I respected. You know, his pitching.
And another reason
he was like the way he was with people, who he was. I like that.
Yep.
But the rest of them, they could go take a flying shit.
Yeah. You know what? A lot of my favorite Net players played for him. Dwight Gooden went there. Strawberry went there. I mean, you know, like I said, now when it comes to the Yankees playing against the Mets, obviously, you know, I want the Mets to whoop their ass. Obviously,
no, I know you do. I know.
But when the Mets was in purgatory, you always root for somebody. Now, I always wanted a New York sports team to do good, and I always wanted the Yankees to win. If the Mets wasn't there, I wasn't rooting for the Yankees to lose. But I wanted them to win for the city. I wanted them to win for the metropolitan area because, you know, I think it's big when you represent the city. But as far as if they had to play the Mets every day, I hope the Mets spanked the shit out of them.
Every day. But
other than that, I don't have no problem with the Yankees. They have some good teams. I also love to see Chris Chambliss get down back in the day because him and Paul O'Neill and them and Greg Nettles and Reggie Jackson, one of my favorite players of all time. So I follow a lot of
Ricky
players.
Henderson and the whole thing, and Dave Winfield and Don Mattingly. Look, right. My neighbor was a Mets fan growing up. We used to play wiffle ball in the backyard. You remember wiffle ball? And we set up the thing right there, and we had the scorecards, and he was a Yankee fan, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, there's something about being a certain fan. Look, if you love your team, there's a lot involved in that. Like, I love my team. Part of that reason is there's roots to it. My father, my grandfather, there's different roots to it, why I love that team. So, like, if I see a kid, like, I got a bunch of kids. I made a bunch of kids. So, now that I have kids, they love that team. But let's say one of their friends comes in with the Yankee hat. I'll joke with them, like, yo, you either got to leave or leave the hat outside, right? And I'll play around with him like that, right? But then I'll ask him questions like, yo, so who's your favorite player, man? Who's your father's favorite player? Because in my mind, I'm saying he was raised to love that team. You know, because kids don't pick a team. They usually are raised to a team. Yeah, but some people pick a team, and that's how it is. And if you pick the Yankees, then we got to have a talk. Maybe you need therapy. I'm not sure, but, just saying. Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm with Dave Smith, Knicks.
What do you say his team is?
Dave Smith, Knicks, Giants, Mets. I'm the same way. Them my favorite three teams: Knicks, Mets, and Giants.
David Smith, that's my three. That's my three favorite too. And the add in Rangers if I had to for the hockey. Now I like the Rangers, especially in playoff time.
I don't know what the Giants is doing. I cannot figure that out.
Oh,
listen, as a Giant fan, I would have been more happy if they would have just drafted a young quarterback out of college to put with elite neighbors to get my man Hyatt out there, give him another chance to get his thing. I think Brian Dable them did that boy Hyatt a disservice. I really do. One of the things we needed most in the Giant last year was a dude who could stretch the field, and you let them other dudes play before him. Now I don't know if that got anything to do with they might throw it whatever. He might not have been good. I don't know, but I thought that Malik Neighbors and my man and Hyatt would have been special. Now you go out there and draft one of these quarterbacks. I don't care who it is. If you think it's May, you think it's Saunders, you think whoever. But I would love the Giants to have broke this shit down, sent them all them veterans with them high ass price tags on their way, and just started from the ground up.
What they should have did was sign. Yo, I got a dog. I named him Barkley. Now I call this motherfucker Dog. I can't even call him by his name. Dog, come here, Dog. Where you at? They should have signed Barkley. This guy is good on the field. He's good off the field. And then he went to the damn enemy. Not his fault. I don't even blame him for that. And then he had the best year of his life. And you got to add that the Eagles had a great O-line that helped him out. Yeah, but he still had the best year of his life. You got to sign that man. That young man was important. And then they wanted to save face because I can't remember his name anymore. Daniel, whatever the hell.
Daniel Jones.
And then he gets kicked off the team, and you don't have Barkley no more.
Yeah, it wasn't.
You cut him. You cut the quarterback that you wanted to keep because of Barkley, and now you don't got neither one of them. That's dysfunctional crap.
Yeah, I don't think Saquon Barkley would have helped the Giants this year anyway. I could see why that's why I said they should just go into a full rebuild. If you let Barkley go, why the hell you even going the other way? You should just go through a full rebuild. Bring all these young guys in here. Bring a young quarterback in to grow with these dudes for a couple of years. Giant fans to be happy with the Giants losing 4 games, knowing that they're losing with a bunch of young players. They're losing 7 games with a bunch of high-priced players.
I agree 100%.
Yeah,
Neighbors is a beast, man.
I agree with Dave. I thought Barkley and Jones was a good combo. In fairness to my man Daniel Jones, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something about this what people never understand. Daniel Jones went through the same shit Eli Manning went through for years. No offensive line.
Yep.
Nobody to block for you. Eli Manning, every time he stepped back, the other team knew what they was going to do.
My friends called them happy people.
Daniel Jones and Eli Manning cocked the ball back.
Yep.
Fucking play was over. They did a disservice to end the Eli Manning's career at the beginning of Daniel Jones' year because they did not put no offense line in front of them dudes. They were dead. I thought my man was getting bum rushed every game. I was so hurt by Eli Manning. Every time Eli Manning cocked back, he was about to get popped. Every game. They were so one-dimensional, the other team knew what they was gonna do. And Dave Gettleman and all these dudes, man, I think they did Daniel Jones a little bit of disservice because at the time when he came here, Saquon Barkley was here, but he was a little injured at the beginning. You know what I mean? A little bit injured so much, in the case. So I do think that these guys are gonna turn it around, but I do think they should go out. They should have grabbed them Russell Wilson and Watson. That's the name, right? Am I right? Watson was
Deshaun Watson?
No, not Watson. Who's the other guy they signed to back up Russell Wilson?
Russell Wilson on our team, on the Giants?
Yeah, they just signed him. Came out of Florida, played for Tampa Bay, played for New Orleans last year. Remember he had an issue.
The kid that stole the shrimp off out of
the
bucket.
It'll come to me.
Anyway, the kid, he was from Florida State. Florida State.
But anyway, it'll come to me.
No, he didn't crims that. He didn't get booked for that. Jameson Winston, he said. He's right. Jameson Winston.
Yeah. I don't understand why they did that when they could have got any one of them young quarterbacks in the league at the bottom. Not at the bottom, draft out. They got to draft out. You need a franchise quarterback. So they should have went and drafted one. They should have went and drafted
there was 2 of them right there waiting.
I think a couple of them could pop. I think May down there could pop. I think Sanders gonna be fine. I think a lot of smoke about Sanders is because his dad, the brashness. People don't like, people think that's like, this is a new generation of players. That man back up his talk on the field, though. You know what I mean? He back up his talk on the field.
He talked on both fields.
You might not like his personality. You might not like his character. You might think the boy too flashy. He in the media, blah blah, whatever. His game don't lie though. Yeah. But see, that's the problem with the Giants organization. Giants try to be too conservative with it. You ever notice they don't want no players who they think gonna create a lot of noise.
Look what they did with Odell. They got rid of Odell. Right. The moment he started doing that pissing on a fire hydrant crap, he was gone.
Yeah. Once Odell started getting a little out of control, they let him go. You know what I mean? They don't want that noise. That's one thing I think that they run that really conservative, do the right thing, character-driven type of franchise, man. And sometimes you got to step outside the box and go get one of them dudes, man, that can bring it, because you can't deny talent. And I think them guys up at the front office, they need to kind of change that mode. But let's see, man. This might be Brian Dable's make or break year for him. It might be Joe Schoen's break or break year. If they don't get this shit turned, that's why they were smart. They should have went the other way. Then the pressure wouldn't have been on them. See, you brought in Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. You just put pressure on yourself. Now they're gonna expect you to win games with them dudes.
Like that move.
That shit was crazy to me. Russell Wilson, and I think Russell Wilson had a good career, but you don't bring him in there now.
He had a good career. It's kind of like when they brought Rodgers to the Jets. If you couldn't have foreseen the fact that man who just was tripping on acid in a cave at 48 years old wasn't going to have a bad year,
right?
Come on, stop.
Yeah, well,
the Giants are high character driven leadership. They're not going to get a certain player they think. But what bothers me about that is give somebody a chance. People could change. So let's say that you kind of have something going on. You bring them in, you sit them down, you say, look, we really want you. We're this player away, this player away, this player away. Here's what we're going to sign you to, but here's the bottom. I want you to read it really close. Fuck around, and you're gone, and you lose it all.
Yeah. Let me say this. A shot is 9. I agree with you on that. I agree with you. I think this team is better than people give it credit for. Maybe that's why they're doing that. Size 9, I will give you flowers for that, because they do have some talented players down there. My concern is I like the running back, the young running back there. I think they got weapons. They got a lot of unknown weapons. They got
the kid when he came out, he's good too.
Yeah, they got a good secondary. They got I love my man, the linebacker was number 47. What's his name? I just think he just played some phenomenal football. The linebacker, I can start with an H. I can't think of his name right on top, ladies and gentlemen. Just some senior moments. But we got some good talent there. We got Sexy Destin there. We got some good linebackers. I think the safety's gonna be good. And it might be the right move. I might be overthinking this thing when it comes to Russell Wilson. And maybe that might be one of them guys to get us to the playoffs. I'm hoping it does, but I do agree with you, size 9. I do think that team is better than the way we talking about it. It's just that I don't know if that's going to translate to the Eagles being good. The Washington Commanders is up and coming in that division. They're going to be good.
Why didn't we get that quarterback? Answer me that.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Look what they're doing with Jalen Daniels. Look what the Chicago Bears going to be doing with Caleb Williams. Look what even Bryce Young starting to come into his own. But it'd take a couple of years. That's what I thought they would do. I thought the Giants should have just drafted a young quarterback. And they still can. They might get drafted.
You don't know.
And let them play behind them for a year. Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. But I'm hoping
I got to call my kids. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we just out off the topic and everything. We stayed in a little late, man. We just having fun cutting it up, man. But we definitely gonna get out of here because we do got the pregame tomorrow. But yeah, man, I'm glad we were able to talk some New York sports, man. Like I said, no matter what it is, you root for your team. You hope they do well. But I'm hoping size 9. I'm hoping you're right on that, man. Because I felt the same way in a sense. I was trying to make sense of all of it. But you're right, though. This team is a little better than they might be that we give them credit for. And Washington isn't finished yet. One thing about Nick Yak. Seems wherever Matty Johnson go to, that franchise wind up winning something. Seems like it never fails. Seems like when Matty Johnson go to become an ownership somewhere, the team will always wind up because he's a winner. He's a winner, you know what I mean? And I think it trickles down to the organization sometime, man. But I like our Mets this year. I think Mets going to the World Series, ladies and gentlemen. I really believe that. I think them and Dodgers. I think Pete Alonso, Soto, and Lindor. I think that's a murderer's row right there, ladies and gentlemen. And he got some good ancillary players, like they say, around them.
Vientos hit almost 30 last year. Nimmo hit almost 30 last year.
And they doing this injured. They still get the Alvarez ain't get back yet.
He hit 25 his first year.
Yeah, so they Celtics lost. Why ain't lose last night? But like they Celtics fight, so they put up the gas.
But you know what? I think that if they go out, they got a lot of great young players. Their farm system is stacked.
Yeah, they stacked. They good.
Yeah, they need one extra starting pitcher right now.
Real quick before we go, who winning the chip this year in the NBA, ladies and gentlemen? Who do you think winning the chip this year?
The Knicks. What do you think? I have another question. Can I ask you a question before we answer that?
Yeah.
Remember you said you could have the greatest season, but you know what? You don't win it, and you know you got to get back on the floor and start again or whatever. Oklahoma had a great season this year. You think that last year, like for instance, last year, I'll give you a good, and then I'll get back to that answer. You remember down to the last day that the West was tied 3 people, right? When all them other 2 people, when them 2 other people lost, they didn't remember that no more. It was whoever went further. So whatever Cleveland is doing and whatever Oklahoma is doing, if they don't win nothing, no one's gonna remember this shit.
Remember that shit.
Yeah. No one remembers that.
Ron said, of course, he's going with the squad of Knicks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with my squad. I mean, but I'm gonna tell you this. I think this year there is, and we've said this a lot, Ron. This year, there's so much parity in the league that if you ask me right now, Boston could win it. Oklahoma could win it. The Clippers could win it. I mean, we get past, if we get the right route, we can win it. Cavs can win it. Houston could win it. All right. I could go down the list on that. I could keep going. Maybe even I don't know about the Lakers, but maybe the Lakers could win it. You never know.
LeBron and Luka can get you to the finals. If Luka
the
can get
Warriors
there, shit.
You're right about that. And you know what? Their bench is filled with a lot of players that could have been starters if like they were kind of like that kid they got him actually back. The kid they sent to us, we sent back.
Oh, Cam, no. Oh, you talking about
Cam, yeah.
Cam,
so they had like Finney Smith and all those guys. Those guys, all those
team,
guys.
Man. They do. They got a solid team.
Yeah. Boston, and even what's even dope too. And I hate the Lakers, and I hate Boston, and I hate the Heat. But what's dope about this year is even the playing teams have a chance to win it.
Yep. I'm gonna tell you what's interesting to me. I think a lot of people, not a lot of people. Let me rephrase that. I want to say it the right way. Some people don't realize that. I do believe the Knicks got just as good a team as any team in the NBA, and to me, that's legitimately tells you they got the fifth best record in the NBA. I'm saying right now. I understand we didn't beat Cleveland. I understand we didn't beat Boston in the regular season. I understand we didn't beat OKC. We played them twice. I get all that, but the difference to me, Jay Choden, the way we played Celtics last night is because our team is more healthy than it's been all year. Like if this team we played the way we played last night, we would have had the same team early in the year. Who to say we wouldn't have beat OKC? Who to say we wouldn't have beat Cleveland? Who to say we wouldn't have beat Boston if we would have had this team that we presently got right now early in the season?
And then those other little stupid ones like the Spurs one and the back-to-back dumb crap happened last month.
Yeah. So that's why I said it. It's gonna be interesting, but I do believe the Knicks can go in there and beat anybody. I think the Knicks can beat anybody in there, just like anybody, not anybody, but certain teams can beat us. I believe we match up with everybody well. I think we're only thing I got to keep see the Knicks from not winning it outright is our 3-point defense, because this is a 3-point shooting league, and our 3-point defense haven't been at its best this year. That's probably the biggest Achilles heel that the Knicks have to me, is that their 3-point defense, because they got guys on any given night, both of them give you 20. There's not a game this year I don't think the Knicks can go on the floor and two of them guys in that starting line are going to give you 20 points. So that means that they could compete with anybody, offensive wise in the league. I think if our 3-point defense in the playoff ramps it up, I think we got a good shot to go out there and win it. Because
I'm gonna tell you this: if Mikal wants to earn his bag, if Mikal wants to show the reason why we went out and we were able to unload all those picks and do the things with, he's got to do it. He's got to do it this playoff.
Yeah, and that's what we're looking for. Because listen,
that's what we would. That's why we went and got him, right? I mean,
in fairness to him, when Brunson went down, that boy was cooking. And
look, he's had great games.
They know what he like everybody else. They need to be consistent,
right? That's why I say something like OG, and then you look at these other players, like Brunson is a consistent player.
Mm-hmm. Towns consistent.
Towns has been a consistent player.
Yeah. OG not so much. He been consistent lately, but
early he wasn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They all had their peaks and valleys. Yeah, they had peaks and
valleys.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the reason why I keep saying, without Jalen Brunson and Cat, the New York Knicks don't go nowhere. You know why? Because them two dudes give it to you every night. Unless they got a nagging injury or something, but they give it to you every night, though. You know what I mean? And we do have that on our team. That's what I like about this Knicks team. It's one of the deepest Knicks teams I've seen in a long time, man. I truly believe that from a skill standpoint. When the last time we had a center could do what Cat do? Literally, could do what Cat do. When the last time we had a point guard that could do what Jalen Brunson do? Think about that.
Yeah.
That's a long time to work for. That's a long time, dog. That's a long time. So we had two guys outright could do what they do, like the way they do. So that's what gives me optimism. I think Knicks Achilles heel all these years been a point guard, whether since Marbury left or we had a little bit of Jason Kidd, we had a little bit of this. We finally in this franchise since Walt Fly Frazier.
Yep.
All the guys that tried to replace him, you had the Charlie Ward, the Derek Harbors, and who was Stephen
Charlie Ward,
one. But this is probably arguably one of the best point guard the Knicks ever had in their franchise.
Mo Cheeks.
So it's kind of exciting to know that we got guys like that on our roster that got a chance to give us to get us to another level. And I think they will. I think the Knicks will get there. I'm not even counting them out this year. The reason I asked that who you think who could win it this year, because I guess I said it because it's wide open to me. Like I said, other than OKC, Cleveland, and Boston, New York Knicks done beat every top team over there, damn near. The only we lost to the Lakers the second time because Jalen Brunson went down in overtime. So we beat Houston already. We beat Denver already. We beat Memphis already. We beat other than Clippers and lately, but I think people sleeping on that team.
That's why I said they could win it.
Don't count out the Clippers, ladies and gentlemen. They still got Kawhi Leonard. They still got James Harden. They still got Norman Powell. They still got Zubac, and they still got Tyronn Lue, who's a good coach. So it's gonna be a fun NBA season. I think people are gonna underestimate how good these players are gonna be. But when the smoke and dust clears, let's hope the New York Knicks is sitting at the top. Jay Chody, real tough, man. But listen, everybody, we see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, we gotta go, man. I enjoyed the conversation though. Just having some fun after hours, man. It was all good. So we'll see how it goes. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Thank y'all for hanging in, man. Hit that button for y'all. Leave it on mine. But thank you all. Good conversation in the chat with all the sports team. I enjoyed every bit of it. But let's get to tomorrow, man. Nick's gonna be a little short-handed tomorrow before the back-to-back. We gotta go in there and Ron said, I mean, we are a Nick channel, not a Met show. I done started the battle of the boroughs up in this motherfucker, yo. Yo, it's all love, man. Y'all have a good one. Jay told I'll holler at you in a minute, man. Let's get out of here because we can do this all night for 24 hours probably.
Yeah, well, we can talk all night about it, man.
Yep. But yo, peace, everybody. Y'all enjoy, man. Thank y'all for coming in. We'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Real talk.
Real talk, Ron. Stop wearing your nephew's shirt, Ron.
We about to hit you with the recap like Aaron Judge with a bat because we touching on facts. And plus we up in these hats. It's Knicks Bill talking, we cut from a different cloth. We cook a Nick broth with a different sauce. We bubble like a hot pot in the kitchen. We dripping on the surface, spitting verses with these bars and b-bars. Cause no matter how far the stars, we see all like a telescope. You can tell it's dope by the way we unveil these news and notes. Check the box score, a top score, knocking down shots. Plus we got a lock for 48 minutes, putting on the clinic. The Cat Lieutenant, they entered the winner. The game is over. We trooping in our temples like soldiers and train the planes, the Range Rover. I'm getting up and over the list. We on the BQE and we maneuvering swift. Say Tokyo, but you know we can drift. Cause the pokey be on the low, so you know our flow had to shift. We about to be out in a few. No doubt next time we see you to be on a game preview. It's Knicks Real Talk and we a vibe. We get it poppin' every day and every night. We on that Knicks shit and you know we about to vibe. So let's ride. So let's ride. It's Knicks Real Talk and we a vibe. We get it poppin' every day and every night. We on that Knicks shit and you know we about to vibe. So let's ride. So let's ride.